asking, is Pharaoh still existing? I see the poor resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Be like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, look around, you'll see the Pharaoh mentality ruling universally. Leaders promoting their ego, being a modern Pharaoh, tyrannies they manifest. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day for next to nothing pay, so they can't see the way. We don't enjoy equal facility like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today.
We see on the news each day, human lives are blown away. Mothers and fathers crying, burying their dead and dying. How many more, I hear them say. Death is the highest price. Death is the total sacrifice. Yeah, brothers rather commit suicide than continue with apartheid. I just beg me, Father, each day. Tell me, Father, tell me, how many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for liberty? Well, how many more before you set South Africa free, Mr. Botha? How many more must die? How many more? Mistress Thatcher? How many more must die? How many more? Mr. Reagan? How many more must die for their dignity? Well, how many more before you set South Africa free?
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And I know usually how we do it in the village here. You know, we originate, we don't imitate. You know, we welcome you from whatever planet you are, if you're Macedonians, Venusaranians, Saturnians, you know, Marzanians, whatever planet you're from. If your shirt is blue, green, pink, yellow, red, white, orange, mauve, whatever color shirt you wear, folks, you're welcome in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, let me bring in no other than the Commissioner of Newark, Thomas E., the Commissioner Marshall Nisbet. Tommy, how are you going, my friend?
Very good, and a very good evening to you and everybody else in the village. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, Tommy. So what is going on, right? I spent about 6 hours in the studio yesterday trying to fix some things, right? You know, we have a board here, a player. Most of the time I'll be playing music from the laptop, right? So
Right.
do me a favor, Tommy. Tell me if you hear this.
Yes. Clearly.
Oh, so you wasn't hearing it before, right?
When you first started, I wasn't hearing anything at all.
Oh, okay. So that's a good thing. So what happened now? They fixed it where I could play music from the board. Like we have a board in the studio with all music already preset.
Right.
So what I had to do, I had to play music from the laptop. And it's easier for me to play music from the board because all the music is up there. I could go and pick music. You know, so I was playing this song here by Marshall. Let me get a little more of that one there. Hold on, Let me get this Marshall song here. Hold on, Marshall. Marshall, where you going? Let me bring you back up here. Let me bring Marshall back up here. Hold on, Let me bring Marshall up here. And folks, just take a listen to this for a minute here. This is a great song by Marshall Montano. Take a listen. going on now. And Tommy, it's funny, right? I,
Yes.
I came into the studio and I hear the song playing. I said, wow. Because I actually forget about that song, you know.
Amnesty.
Amnesty, man. That's a boss song, boy. Boss song, boy. Benjai and Marshall Montano talking about putting down the guns, boy. You know? But
Yes.
I think the talk about putting down the guns, that ain't working, eh? Something different. That'll come up with something different. Because putting down the guns talk ain't working, Tommy. It ain't working. You know? That'll come up with something drastic. And I was listening to a radio station and I hear a fella talking about buying back guns, right? Bringing in guns and you're paying them for guns. Tell me that still work?
I'm not sure, but it seems as though as fast as they take them off the street, more come. It's
Yeah,
a
boy.
more come
There
situation.
was a song like that say too, you know, more come. I wonder who sing that song, boy. I'll try.
Stalin.
Eh?
Stalin is the more Africans they gone down, more come, more come.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let me see if I get that one, Tommy. I just say that there. Hold on, eh? Let me make you solo. And let me see if I get that one. Stalin more come. Let me look for that one, Tom. Yeah. Tommy, I real. Memory say, boy, Stalin more come.
But Slim, you didn't do the
Yeah, I'm going in there just now. More come. I didn't see that one, huh? More come. I gotta look for that on my laptop. More come. That's the name of it, right?
I think so. It's the more Africans they gone down, more come, more come.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, all right. I gotta look for it. Yeah, all right. I gotta look for it in, on my laptop. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah,
Full 100.
but you know we have some weather issues going on here in the US.
Uh-huh.
That's serious. Right now Kentucky is underwater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Whoa, really?
yeah, some serious flooding taking place. And we expect some rotated weather right in our area here too later on.
Global warming at its fullest, boy.
Yeah,
Mm.
houses are washing away. People are unaccounted for.
Mm.
It's really bad.
Right.
And I know
Okay. So let me go into chat. Let me go into the chat and say, of course, it's a normal thing, Tommy. Nothing different. You know what I mean?
mhm.
I get this new laptop here, and every time I put something, okay. So of course,
Who's
you
first,
know.
Nadia?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you're asking answers.
Hey, that's the little sweetheart. Nadia,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
to
do
the
Nadia.
answers. Yeah. Of course, Nadia says good night, Ansem. Good night, everyone. Nadia, first, second, third, fourth. Let me see. How much places Nadia get tonight. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Joan inside, boy. Joan inside, seventh tonight, boy.
June 2nd, and then Kish. Love
Yeah,
them all. The
correct is
village
right, boy.
sweethearts. We love the village sweethearts.
Yeah. Correct is right. And who we have after them, boy? Yeah, Ken John, boy. Ken John. Who's Ken John, boy? And let me say welcome to Trini Angel online on Facebook. Welcome, Trini Angel. Welcome. Ken John. Ken, I think Ken was here before, boy. Ken, welcome. Hey, look my hey, Tommy.
Uh-huh.
Look, we partner, boy.
Let me go back in the chat and see who you're
We
talking
partner
about.
from the beatum. What do you think it is?
Anderson?
Yeah, we partner.
Let me
Yeah.
see.
And why? Hey, I feel like Anderson Akirege Anderson back your phone, you know. I feel so. You know, she take away she phone. You take away your phone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, boy. What? You take away. Trini Angel, good night. You just, you know, since Anderson went and pelt water on Fitzgerald Hines, you see, when that when that 10 collapsed, Anderson pelt water. This is Anderson pelt. All you, I not saying, So don't go tell Anderson I say anything. I just telling all you. The tent
Anyway,
collapsed, and Fitzgerald was in the tent, the Minister of National Security, and this is like the fifth time they're now calling Fitzgerald the Water Lord of Trinidad and Tobago. They used to call Iowa George the Water Lord. Now they're calling Fitzgerald Hines the Water Lord of Trinidad and Tobago. Because anytime you see water happening in Trinidad, somehow something that's happened with Fitzgerald Hines. I don't know. I just say, And Trudy Angel, she says she love to hear Miss Bernie. Gary Mabia, welcome. Takesha, welcome. Um, Ken John says, PDP blessings, Mr. Watson Duke for Trinidad. Great job. Oh God, Ken is a PDP boy. Ken come out in flying colors, but yeah, Maraboni come in, he dress up on he. The only thing he show he green, he black t-shirt, he PDP black t-shirt, Ken John says, blessing to the PDP party, doing a great job on the ground always. These people who are touching on the ground will not vote for either PNM nor UNC. Good job, PDP. And I just say that again, I want to bring your attention to something happening here in the United States. I'll show you guys that in a little bit, right? Something that's happening similar to what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. When you look at the political landscape now with the PNM and the UNC, we have something that is happening here in the United States of America. I think could have, a dynamic shift, a seismic shift, so to speak, in politics here in the United States of America. Takesha says, love in the village, no room for hate. Everyone have a freedom of speech in the village. And Takesha, and that is one thing we say here in the village, yeah? And that is absolutely true, yeah? We here, right? It's a love in this. Anybody have an opinion, you are entitled to your opinion. Whatever side of the fence you are on, right? We didn't create this program for this program to be pro one party or anti one party, right? We everybody decides, and we have no problems with people deciding which party you support. Whichever party you support, that's your right to support that party. All right. And you're entitled to your opinion. We're not going to stifle. However, we will discuss your opinions at time, and we may agree and we may disagree, but we agree or we disagree respectfully. And anytime we bring people here on the program, doesn't matter what side of the political fence they're on too, it is important for us to be very respectful to them, and to have a cordial discussion. And I think we need more of that in Trinidad and Tobago, especially on the radio stations, because how the radio stations are in Trinidad. It's either you're on one side or you're on the other side. It's straightforward. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just unbelievable that, we trying to build a better country, but it seemed that something missing. Anderson Wilson, good night, my friend.
yes, indeed.
Yeah. And you want to say anything, Tommy?
No, well, the thing is that it's only a matter of time before things flesh themselves out when it comes to the political divide. Because it's only so long people could stay in the dark. Light has to come in and take over the darkness. The darkness is gonna stymie the growth of the country. And we know that when things get bad, there's only one, or get worse, there's only one way to go in, and it's rock bottom. So we just got to give it time.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I listen to programs on air in Trinidad, and for me, boy, to be honest with you, boy, sometimes I'm somewhat disenchanted with the things that I'm hearing, because the programs are so sort of one-sided, man. And I mean, you could support whatever party you want to support. I don't have a problem with that. But at least sometimes bring a little facts to the table now. A little truth serum then. If you think your party is not doing what it's supposed to do, yeah, bring a little truth. You know what I mean? And to try to make them better. And I think that's what's important. So here's the article, right? It says, former Republicans and Democrats form new third U.S. political party. So they have formed a new third political party. So let me get that and see. Hold on. Let me see if I get that. Let me see if I have that article here. I think I should have that article here. Here we go. So this is an article today in the Black Enterprise. It's this, as you see the headline reads, former Republicans and Democrats form new third US political party. Dozens of former Republicans and Democrat officials announced on Wednesday a new national political third party to appeal to millions of voters they say are dismayed with what they see as America's dysfunctional two-party system. And many people may say that, especially under the current regime of these two parties. And Tobago. Let me go sideways here. Let me see if I can put this sideways. Hold on there, 1 minute. That one is not working. That one is not working. Neither is that one. Neither is that one. Neither is that one. I'm trying to see if I could shift this sideways here. Let me see. Nope. All right. So let's leave it like that for now. Right. So, yes, the new party called Forward, and whose creation was first reported by Reuters, will initially be co-chaired by former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang and Christine Todd Whitman, the former Republican governor of New Jersey. Of course, Tom, we know her very well.
Yeah, Chris.
Yes.
Yeah,
They hope the
yeah.
party will become a viable alternative to the Republican and Democratic parties that dominate U.S. politics, founding members told Reuters. Party leaders will hold a series of events in 24 cities this autumn to roll out its platform and attract support. They will host an official launch in Houston on September the 24th and the party's first national convention in a major U.S. city next summer. The new party is being formed by a merger of three political groups that have emerged in recent years as a reaction to America's increasingly polarized and gridlocked political system. The leaders called a Gallup poll last year showing a record two-thirds of Americans believe a third party is needed. The merger involves the Renew America movement, formed in 2021 by dozens of former officials in the Republican administration of Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump. The Forward Party, founded by Yang, who left the Democratic Party in 2021 and became an independent, and the Silver America Movement, a group of Democrat, Republicans, and independents, whose executive director is former Republican Congressman David Jolly. Two pillars of the new party's platform are to reinvigorate a fair, flourishing economy and to give Americans more choices in elections, more confidence in a government that works, and more say in our future. The party, which is centrist, has no specific policies yet. It will say at its Thursday launch how we will solve the big issues facing America, not left, not right, basically forward. So there you have it, Tommy. A new party, third party being formed in the United States of America called the Forward by former Republicans and Democrats in the United States of America.
But I think it has more Republican leanings, so it's quite possible that it's going to siphon off some of the Republican votes.
And I think that's correct, Tommy. You know, you. So as we said that, Troy Smith, welcome. Trini Angel says, no PNM, no UNC, two failed parties. But this is what I will say, right? I wouldn't say no PNM or no UNC. What I will say is new leaders of both parties. That's what I will say. Because I believe that the both parties are there to stay. It's just the leaders are leading their parties in a kind of direction that's not the best in the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. I will put it that way. Because they're not gonna, PNM or UNC is not gonna wake up tomorrow and go away. The newer parties might quickly go away, like how NAR went away, COP went away, many of them other parties, even in Tobago, you had the Tobago Forwards, they went away. You had TOP, they went away. But the PNM and the UNC basically is there to stay in Trinidad and Tobago. And now that we have the PDP, we also hope that the PDP is there to stay, and what happened to NAR or any other party doesn't happen to the PDP. Troy Smith, welcome. Right? Trini Angel says Trinidad needs a good, viable option. I mean,
This is
huh?
this is true. This is
No,
quite true.
Trinidad, good evening, everybody. Trinidad and Tobago need the people of Trinidad and Tobago to stand up. Stand up for your rights and stand up when you see something going wrong. No matter what party you bring there, if you guys don't stand up, nothing will happen. No matter which party you bring there.
But Gary, you see, at the end of the day, the country needs parties.
Yeah, I'm not denying that we don't need parties. What I'm saying to you is, no matter which party you bring, which one you string from, like Tarzan, if you, the people, seeing things going wrong and you don't raise your voice, this is the problem we have. This is the problem. There are too many things going wrong. We have two people suffering and waiting for help too long. You're dead before you get help. And this cannot continue. This cannot continue. I am very annoyed to see the process when a person is in distress and they're seeking assistance and there is no consideration for that person at all. If the children have food, they end up in the street. No consideration at all. And this cannot work. Too much heartlessness towards our people, And I'm telling you, no matter which party you bring in, who galabant themselves, same old thing.
Yeah, so I'm just doing a call here while we on, folks. Yeah, I just believe, Gary, that. Okay, all right, no problem. No problem. 20 minutes. Yeah, all right. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, folks, I was just checking in with Miss Bernie Jack, so she knows.
Yeah.
She'll be in a little later. Yeah, so okay. So this morning, Joan said, I walked this morning, no rain by me this morning. So we ain't get no rain in love until this morning. Right? But anyhow, Nadia said they had rain by them. So I guess we had rain. We did have some type of rain in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, so Gary, I just feel that what happens is that. Hold on, Hello, you're on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Danny.
No, you call the wrong number. You're online. This is WZYE 95.9 FM. Yeah. So when we look at what's going on in the country, right, we have to be honest with what's going on in the country, right? And sometimes we are not really honest with what's going on in the country, And it's funny, right? When we live in Trinidad and Tobago, we take out some of the things, we follow some of the things that America do, and then other things we don't follow. For example, right? We don't want property tax in Trinidad and Tobago. Most people don't want property tax. Most people. Would you say that to be correct, Tommy and Gary?
Yes, you are right. Most people don't want it.
Especially not to the extent that Imbert is going with this thing. Especially to that extent.
Actually, it's just probably the way that they are going about it, like Gary is saying, to be truthful. Because if it seemed reasonable, I don't think people would reject it. But I think there's a feeling or a perception that it's very unfair and very unreasonable. It's just the approach that and the way that it's being touted that is putting a sour taste in the people's mouth.
He's sticking a knife in we back and he's spinning it around, and he's laughing at we,
Because I mean, Gary, let's face it, a reasonable property tax is a reasonable property tax, and most people will understand that. Do you agree?
But the thing about it, Tommy, is unless we see the structure when the money goes directly to the municipal corporation and they don't have to wait at the mercy of the government to give them that funds, it has no support from me, number one. Number two, in the oppressive manner and the extent that they came with, zero tolerance. Okay? Because that's going to put some people out at home and the government going to take it and give it to who they damn well please. And I ain't tolerating that. My parents work too hard, and a lot of people's parents work too hard for what they get. And I am not tolerating that. We had no government help from no party, no organization, nothing.
Yeah, I listen. I work hard for my to build my property too, and I mean, I know a reasonable property tax is fair. Not only that, I would be able to make greater demands for the services that I desire and I need.
Yep, Tommy, but what if you're paying for that service already in a different angle, a different avenue, right? And you're still not getting it, right?
But what avenue is that though? What other avenue that you paying tax for that you're not
All right,
getting?
for instance, the road in Trinidad, you're paying for that under the gas tax in a partner.
That's correct.
All right. And
But,
and
but Gary, that
and
road all across the
and
country.
and the income tax, the level of income tax you're paying in Trinidad. Okay? The level of income tax you're paying in Trinidad, you're paying for these services. And they're taking the health surcharge and they're taking unemployment levy. I don't know if they're still doing that. When I was there, they was taking that out of my father. And when you become unemployed, not a damn cent for you.
But Gary, be honest with you, man. I saw that tax chart, man. And that tax chart is cheap, boy. Cheap. Cheap. Because some of these same people who complaining about that tax, they will leave Trinidad and Tobago and come to this country and pay 5 times the amount of tax in Trinidad and Tobago. And not one, you
Okay.
hear one
Hello. Listen
not
to me.
two out of them.
In Trinidad and Tobago, we have a choice how the things are changing there right now. We came and meet this year. Trinidad and Tobago is trying to impose things conveniently. Conveniently, the government is imposing things conveniently to benefit the government.
But Gary, it's all the governments. This was not the PNM, this was not the UNC too, you know. So this is not to blame one government.
What was under the UNC?
But you want me to read it for you?
What was under the UNC?
Tommy, you know, Gary, sometimes it is.
You talking about when Hawaii tried to come with that? You talking about when Hawaii tried to swing back that? And I was one of the fellas who stepped up on the face.
All right. But Gary didn't want to bring it now, they're against it.
Hawaii made that mistake. He misspoke because let me tell you something.
Gary,
He didn't go far with it. He was shut down.
Gary, that was the party's position.
Party position
One
for what?
mistake.
To revise to reintroduce the property tax?
Yes.
Hawaii discussed that with who? We shut that down. I was the first one to open fire on him.
We did not, Gary.
I was the first one to open fire on Hawaii.
Gary, it was discussed in the cabinet. I get it for you. I go get it for you.
All right, and I opened fire on him. I opened fire on him from here, right here.
Go ahead. I'll get it for you. I have it here. I'll save it for you, you know. Because I know it does forget conveniently. Let me see if it's over here. Yeah. You know, we have to be honest and truthful.
Honest and truthful. Tell me, what was you paying? $48 an acre? How many years ago?
Well, the last set of taxes was 2008. So, I mean, it was small money.
It's small money. It
was small money. You didn't have to sweat to pay that. But when you really think about it, how much could they really do with that they were charging?
And we talking about we love country. You love country. You love country. You love your pocket more than you love country. That's what it is.
even if I were paying $48 per an acre, and they decide that they're going to double it to $96 an acre, that's still reasonable.
But don't come and tell me you want to tax me what you think my property could be rented for. I ain't renting it.
No, Gary, they're assessing it based on a rental value. That's how they're assessing it.
No, they're damn wrong.
It's not
They're
saying
damn
that you are
wrong.
going to rent the property.
Damn wrong.
You know,
They're damn wrong.
Anselm, to assess on a rental value could be very problematic. For example,
Here we go.
if you say, look, if you say, well, listen, if your home is 1,000 square feet, we're going to charge to suit. Or if you're 2,000 square feet, we charge to suit, and we have a one scale that we're using for the city and one for the rural. That makes a lot more sense.
Now,
You know?
Tommy, I agree that they could revamp how they do it, like how we do it here in the United States of America. You know, you have a certain amount of square footage. You know, they come to your place. You know, they look at your place, see how your place is. And they charge you accordingly. I agree with that. Like how we do it here, right? So if you have an older house, right, and your house is a 3-bedroom, and a person have a house that more fully renovated, your property tax is not going to be the same.
So what about the man who's squandering money and live in a shack, and I burn my belly to build what I have, and you want to come and exploit me for that? Why don't they charge for a lot, regardless? Because everybody getting the same service.
Gary,
Charge for a lot.
Gary, it is not a
No,
land
no,
tax, it's a property tax.
you see, because at the end of the day, what I may be able to sell my property for, if I decided to sell it tomorrow and you decided to sell yours tomorrow, the values are going to be quite
But
different.
they're going to tax you on the sales, Tommy. They're going to tax you on the sale, the amount of the sale.
Same
That
way.
is okay. But why? What I'm saying to you, everybody benefiting the same service across the board for each lot.
Gary, your argument, right? Hear what your argument is, right? I buy an old house and I fix up the old house. Why are you taxing me on all the different put that I put into the house and increase the value of the house? Right? That's what you're saying, right?
But what I'm saying to you is I
But
made
let me
all
tell
the
you-
sacrifice while the other man was enjoying himself and then fix up his house.
No,
But
no,
I
no.
sacrifice up and fix up mine,
But
and you want to punish me for that?
Gary, nobody's being punished for anything. Gary,
No, it's a
Gary,
wicked thing to do.
no, guys. So
A man
America
house is the
wicked.
castle, number
America
one.
wicked then. America is wicked.
We could pay for what they call like a service fee to the community, right?
No,
So
Gary. Gary, that makes no sense, man. Come on, man. A
tax
service.
everybody equally.
Gary, listen to this. In any community in this country, and they need to do this in Trinidad and Tobago too. If you want to do a renovation to your property, any part of the building, any part, you have to go and get a permit. And you have to pay for that permit. Right? And if you want to do electrical plumbing, when you finish, a plumbing inspector and an electrical inspector have to come and inspect what you just did. You know why? They are even saving you from yourself. Because I had a situation where I was doing some work and I had a plumber. And I try a thing and I let the plumber do electrical work. And my house almost burned down. The fire department had to come and put out the fire in the house. If I had followed the rules, I would have never been in that situation.
You gotta save yourself.
I would have saved myself and the possibility that my family could have been in the house sleeping and something happened to them. But fortunately, they weren't sleeping and it was during the day and we could have get the fire department to come. And you know what they asked me? When they come and they asked me, well, what happened? Right? I'm fortunate enough that I had a permit. I didn't have an electrical permit, but I had a permit to do work in the house.
Right. Homeowners.
Yes, the permit.
All these things are things that need to be enforced in Trinidad. That's okay. But when you come oppressive with the taxes, and then we have a problem with people billing.
The taxes are not oppressive. But let me read.
People billing, they want to bill what they want, and they're doing all kind of stupidness and blocking up drainage and all kind of things.
No. Let me read what it is for you, Gary. Property tax. Monday, the 21st of December 2009, during the last sitting of Parliament, the property tax bill was passed. You listening to me? You listening to me, Gary? Monday, 21st of December 2009, during the last sitting of Parliament, the property tax bill was passed, with 22 PNM members voting for the bill and 10 UNC opposition members voting against the bill. On January 1st, 2010, the property tax became law. Law in 2010, Gary.
On what month? What month?
January 1st, 2010.
Oh, okay.
The property tax became law, so it's a law. That same year.
Okay. They did come with
now.
that law to tax you for the amount that they're going to tax you for now?
Wait a minute. Just listen. That same year, the PP promised to axe the tax.
Yes, sir.
Gary, remember
and that slogan for them win an election.
Axe the tax by the People's Partnership. But let me go on, Gary. Let me go on. If
we had people here that explained that to you, you're still swinging it. But go ahead, bring it again.
But no, I telling you what it is, you know. That same year.
But the explanation was given to you here by Gianty and other people. But go ahead, bring it.
If they got into office, it was a promise they never kept. The only change that was made by the PP government during their term was the suspension of the payment of the tax for the period January 2010 to December 2015, which the PNM also did when they came into office in 2015 to further suspend the tax to December 2018. Did you hear that, Gary? That's facts now, and I made that up.
They suspend the tax, but what are they coming with now?
Gary,
a humongous amount of deduction.
Gary, the tax was already low.
All right, but the law could change. The law could change. The law, the tax is low. Okay, so we agree with the tax is low.
It's
but
low.
The percentage that they want to deduct, that ain't law.
Well, I mean,
the percentage that the valuation that they come in with, and the percentage and the grade level they come in with, that is not law. Okay, property tax is law, but the amount is not law.
Well, Gary,
and in both PNM, in both is setting this up, they could shifting and play with it the way they want.
But Gary, people are doing like if the current government is bringing this property tax back, right? When the PP government had a chance to axe the tax, axe it, get rid of it,
The problem is the humongous amount they want to charge,
No, but Gary,
that is the problem. That's the problem,
Gary, the People's Partnership had an opportunity to get rid of the tax. They said it was going to axe.
I am not denying that fact. I am not denying that fact that she didn't axe it. All right?
They lied then. They gave you a promise that they know they wasn't going to keep.
Well, a lot of things they didn't keep, but overall, they did a lot better for the people than this government there. Okay? They didn't tell the people to wean themselves out of the government. They went to lift. They went to uplift the people.
Are we going to something else?
No. You had to talk. You had to talk when they bring in talk. You had to say, well, how they handle themselves. Okay, so they failed with the tax, but they didn't fail with meeting the needs of the people. They didn't fail of meeting the needs and extending themselves to the disadvantaged people that you claim and you want to help.
But Gary, if they ask the tax, we will not be in this problem today.
No. So listen to me.
Of course, no. Of course.
Yeah, that's okay. I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying to you now here, right, is the way that this government is operating is that they put us in this economic situation because of the arrogant way of operating themselves, their behavior, their arrogance chase people away from the country within the first year. Look how they treat me and you.
Gary always played me in that. I don't know.
No, but listen to me. All of we who extend ourselves, these people on games, they on games while they're filling the. How many times Church Young recused himself? How many times Faris recused himself? Because their family have vested interests and they're benefiting and they're saying they have no money to fix the roads And right now, but X amount of people suffering, and they take away a woman food card, but she has 10 children. She's just one, and they have to reassess her. So what you do in the meantime? Your children starve. Too many people are going through drills in the country while these people live in large. All right? I'm talking fat. And I think we're waiting too long to deal with them. We are waiting too long to march on Port of Spain and tell them get the hell out. All right? We're too damn selfish. Some of we seen a little bit good, and then we go into jam.
One to the fallback movement with Robert Amar and them.
Waste of time.
I'm glad you said. Repeat that again.
Waste of time.
So wait, now you're calling Robert Amara waste of time?
I don't know I only know about he a little bit. I recently get to know about he, and he can go to hell too.
Gary, let me be sure you're calling Robert Amar
a waste of time.
The owner of 104.7 more FM.
Yes, a waste of time.
Why are you calling him a waste of time?
He damn selfish. He damn selfish.
Good. You're saying Robert Amar is selfish?
Yes, Gary, what happened say that the TNT Phantom says so.
Why
and all of them who just conveniently fighting for issues. Conveniently.
So what about Andy Williams and Mighty K and Lennox Smith and them fellas and the Underground Report? What about them? Them with Robert Amar too, you know? You know that, right? Eh? Gary, you have to know that. You have to know them fellas, you know?
Hey. Listen, I knew about these people. I get to know them through you. So, I mean, I heard about them. I really don't know much about them. I recently became connected with them through you.
So Gary, are you saying Robert Amar is a failure?
What I'm saying to you, I am saying everybody that conveniently fighting for issues in Trinidad and Tobago is a waste of time for as I'm concerned. All right? The waste of time was I'm concerned.
Gary, I think Robert Amar, you might get a call from Robert Amar, you know.
Let him call me.
Because I had a sense.
You can be conveniently fighting for issues. All right? So a lot of the activists up in your famous area there. All right?
Which area is that?
Conveniently fought for issues. They get a little thing here and a little thing there. 1 minute they're on this side, 1 minute they're on that side. He's right there. No?
Well, boy, I don't know, but
I don't care. Listen to me, I'm telling you. We have to get real in Trinidad and Tobago. All right? We have to get real and stick, regardless of who the leader is and which party is, we have to get real. All right? We have to get real with what we're fighting for. We fighting for people, or we conveniently fighting for our own opportunity.
You know something, Gary? You are right. We have to get real, and we have to get a real playbook that regardless of who gets in there, they have a real playbook that works for the people to follow, and not for themselves. Not only for the power brokers.
But you see, we talking about getting real, right?
You see how this mix matters when it comes to the issues with the people? I tell everybody off, A to Z.
Gary, let me tell you what Vonnie Robert said. I just keep it real. Vonnie Robert says, Gary, don't let Wall Street take you down that line regarding Robert Amar and Andy Williams. Take him down one line. Gary knows about Robert Amar.
Listen to me. What I'm saying to you is I'm talking about...
Gary down your line. Huh? Why you think I taking Gary down a line? I don't understand that. Vonnie Robert, you just want to cause trouble, yes?
If we have this amount of things happening in the country, right? X amount of things happening in the country, and we can mobilize ourselves to address the government serious, that's why they're not taking us serious. That's why they're not taking the people serious. Strength in unity, man, in numbers. Increasing. If you really have a problem. If you have a real problem, stand up. How many people just go and show up to support anybody protesting and fighting for everything? All they're sending a message that all they're happy with things. And the government will laugh at those who fighting, putting their life on the line. You have people endangering themselves.
Yes. Yes, the truth be told is numbers make a difference.
Listen to me. It's either we have the issue. I mean, too many people calling out for help. And you're seeing, some people just conducting themselves like everything fine in the country, and there are some people catching the real tail, and they would not stand up. They would not stand up at all. They would not stand up at all. No matter what the party do wrong, they won't stand up and say nothing. Because I ain't going against my brother for you. Let me tell you something. Anybody mistreating people is not my brother. I don't care what they look like. Anybody who's wicked and evil to all people in the country is not my brother. They could never be my brother.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, we are going down. I think when you're going to have a protest, it should be protest about country, rather than a protest that highlights certain party.
Well, listen to me. You can't say that to answer them, because if there's certain party that formed the government is responsible for doing the wicked level of things that are being done to the people that we're hearing about, all right, through the back door, because a lot of people reaching out for help, right? When I had to get a call from a one person taking a whole year for she to get help and telling me she turned on no food and they stopped the food card. It's coming close to the top of the hour. You want to do that?
Yeah. Let me go for the break. Let me go for the station identification. Of course, it's in the village with the DAG Triplets of WZYE 95.9 FM. And when we come back, Gary, we're going to address two comments, one by Vonnie Roberts and one by Ken John. I don't know, boy. Vonnie Roberts like he vexed tonight, boy. And Ken John. It's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And hope on the next side, we could have Mother Bernie in here so we could talk some Tobago politics. It's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Not lower than before. Before it was a little louder, but now it's very low.
WZYE 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey, broadcasting from Essex County.
You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential
Is that any
name
louder?
in Caribbean radio in New Jersey for talk, news, sports, and information.
You just you're playing station ID. That's what you're doing now.
Right. I'm playing explainer now. You hearing it?
Turn it up just a little bit.
Huh?
Turn it up just a little.
It's still low? It's still low, Tommy?
You stop it. I ain't hear nothing now.
Okay, all right. Let me play that.
Good.
You hearing it, Gary?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Like these people high over cocaine. Why is the speaker speaking? In Parliament, the Gibson. Eric with a newspaper reading. In Parliament, the Gibson. They want to stop all people from driving. In Parliament, the Gibson. Get the long say joke they making. In Parliament, the Gibson. Gibson all the time. Blowing everybody mind. Gibson all the time. Blowing everybody mind. I know this country has problems, and there's nobody to solve them. The opposition making gross, so the big boys could play in the house. We can't get lights and water. Look at the situation with WhatsApp. They only making confusion, making calls for horses to run. Why is the speaker speaking? In Parliament, the Gibson. Murray with Tobago flag flying. In Parliament, the Gibson. Sean Pan, they always arguing. In Parliament, they want to build course for horse racing. In Parliament, Dixon all the time. Blowing everybody mind. Dixon all the time. Blowing everybody mind. Food stop on rush.
So, and this not hear you. Give me a minute or so. We have Miss Bernie Jack here. Let's see if we can. She can't. I think something. She not connected. I'm Bernie Jack. If you're hearing us,
Is Anderson available tonight?
yeah. We trying to interview a young man on the beatum as well. Who passed for
Is the young man who passed for the college there?
Yeah, who passed for St. Mary's. So I think here it is. Here it is. We now connect. So let's bring in Miss Bernie Jack. Let's bring her in.
No, that's a real activist here.
Yeah, Miss Bernie Jack.
Good night, sir.
Oh, welcome. How you doing?
I good for now, you know.
How Tobago?
Well, we're there.
Eh?
We're there watching all we're going on.
Eh?
Yeah, we're watching. We're watching what's going on.
Yeah, come on, money camera. Middle up.
You
Right.
what?
Right. No, right. You're good right there. We seen you good there. Very good there. So give us a little update on what's going on in Tobago now. But you know, Bernie Jack, why are people so critical of the PDP in that they are only in office about 7 months? I mean, don't you think they need some time in order for them to?
I know me and tell you then they need some time to, yes, but they must listen to.
Okay.
You must listen to people too. The only way if you go to school and the teacher teaching and you ain't listening, you could learn.
Okay.
Could you learn?
No, you can't.
The knowledge is the key to success. So if you want knowledge, where you go get? Your heart can't be bigger than your head. Your heart has to fit you. So as the Bible says, a little child shall lead the way. So if you think you bigger than everybody else and you can't listen to when nobody still gets nowhere. Every day of your life, you'll still learning. You never done learn. So if you're somebody giving you a good advice, you could listen. A good advice is better than nothing.
But isn't that normal for politicians that they really don't listen before they get into power? They listen, and when they get into power, they are totally different.
Yeah, but you could change that. You could change that. It's a mindset. You could change it. It's a mindset. You could change it. You know how much people suffer for lack of knowledge and are not listening to what others say, and even when in the end, I just say it's the 11th commandment. If I didn't know.
So you add one. One.
Yes, if I didn't know, it's the 11th commandment.
So Bernie Jack, is it true that people are calling? Well, let me say this. We called about 5 PDP people. Just call them. We just pick up the phone and call them, right? We call Pastor Baines, he pick up the phone. We call Niall George, he pick up the phone. We call Fali Chavez Augustine, he didn't pick up the phone. We called Watson Duke didn't pick up the phone, but he sent a message. And there was a third person that we called and he picked up the phone. So 3 out of 5 of them pick up the phone and we just call them. We didn't tell them we was calling them. And when we called them, we told them that people have been saying that they don't pick up their phone, right? So don't you think that Fali as the chief and being very busy might be kind of difficult for him to answer his phone at all times?
I called him this morning and he answered me.
But look at that. You see? Look at that. so you see, you're big in the dance then. He answered.
He's not big enough. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I'm older than all them children within in the assembly.
Yeah.
I'm an elderly to all them trendy. And if I had the experience before you even born, and I could tell you something that could help you to move forward, you have to listen. I don't believe in wrong thing, you know. I don't like wrong thing, you know. When something going wrong, I need to get it right. We went in it to win it, not to lose it, right? And we went in there for a change and not an exchange.
Correct.
Huh?
Yeah, correct, correct,
So
correct.
I need them is with children. I consider all of them with children.
Mm,
You have mothers that cannot speak to their children, but I believe I could speak to them.
mm.
And I'm hearing things that you would not hear because you sit down in our office. But I am out on the ground and I'm hearing all that people are saying. And I have that is my duty to let you know what is being said on the ground. So if you're making mistakes, which are reliable to be made, you could correct them.
Correct is right.
You must listen. You're supposed to
Excellent. Excellent.
listen.
I love that.
Mhm, mhm. So, Bonnie Jack, what about the rumors with respect to certain assembly people hiring their families? Is that true or is that just fiction?
And boy, me I hear they get hoop on board and hoop on board and hoop on board. But you see, this is not a new thing. In the last regime, Anselm London was Orville London cousin, and he was the Secretary for Finance.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he had others.
But should that type of behavior continue though? Because the last
No,
regime.
it should not. No, it should not. No, it should not. But these people, I don't know. I just come to the conclusion that they're trying something. Because remember, this borders only go for a year, right? 1 year.
Mhm,
And after the year, they change the board.
mhm.
So I believe they're trying something to see if what the people were saying concerning this friends, family, and finances, if it's real. I feel the PDP people smart, but I don't know. I just believe that they must listen to. They're smart, but they must listen. They're trying things to see if what the people were saying about the other people, if this is the same thing that is going on with other people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
They're trying something. So I feel they're smart, but they just want to realize if this is really used to be going on in truth.
But why would you try something that the past regime do and the people vote them out because of what they did? Why would you try that same thing?
Well, you have to try to correct it. You have to make the wrongs right.
Mm.
I say you have to make the wrongs right. And
But
I disagree with certain things that are going on right now. That is why I keep talking to Farley and Watson. Them is the people I speak to, the two head. I speak to them because I hear in certain things and I don't like it. I fought a fight for PDP to win this election, and I didn't go in there for failure.
that
I ain't affiliated to no party, because I ain't get no party card and I sign up no form for no party member. But we cannot be in one place all the time. We have to come out at the 21 years of this mismanagement and this waste of funds and this feeding your family and hungry people. A lady called me from Delaford. She tell me she in trouble. She said she was up and down campaigning for election. She come and after get a stroke, you know, and she ain't get it too bad that she can't work, but she would like even though it's a little CPEP work. It's them easy people for you to see about. See about them people there. She have two little children, she said. So I in my good self because I always give away my nose to spoil my face. I told her, I said, lady, I'm going to make a decent hamper and I'm going to call you for it. Because you have two little children and they have to eat, right?
Mother Bunny, do you have like a radio or TV on in the background? We hearing a radio or TV on in the
No,
back.
take off that TV there.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen.
So, so,
Yeah.
so, Mother Bunny, so far you are happy with the things that you have seen from the PDP. Are you happy with the things that you have seen from the PDP?
Well, listen to me. I see that trying. I see they raise the CPEP and the URB people pay.
Mm,
I hear they say they're making over food cards, not $500 a day, but causing $1,500 where they go get a little more money to spend in the grocery.
mm.
You know them kind of thing there.
Right, right.
So and I see they're trying to wean out some of the bad stuff on them. I call them the bad stuff. Them were inside, they were politically employed, and they feel out, and then and still coming on thing to talk all kind of thing concerning. The man say restructure. Look, I listening in the news and one here Marvin Gonzalez say 50% cut in WASA to restructure. They ain't gonna talk about that. When them say restructure the PNM in Trinidad, is what they're talking about, you know. But we ain't that in Tobago. We trying to read. What they're trying to do is send them in a little class and thing to learn different things and so inside of that thing there, you know. That is what they're trying to do. You think they're sending them home? To stay home, then sending them to stay home. Some of the people who were given contracts to as a CPEP contractor is over 60 and 70 years old. It's time for them to go home. Maybe nothing wrong with that if they tell them to go home.
But Mother Bunny, that's age discrimination though. That's age discrimination, man.
Listen to me. We try, you put a campaign telling the younger people that you will try to get things done for the for the youths, for the generation next. So why keep these people? These people have done the time. The Bible said 70 years and 10, and if by reason of strength, but it didn't say reason of strength to be walking in somebody's space. It never said that.
But Mother Bunny, if I am 65 years of age and I have kept myself in good condition and I can still work, why should I be discriminated against? Because
you could tell me where you could tell me where you want. Yeah. You had your time. Give the young people who go to school and get their passes and get a university degree, give them a chance to work. To them is human being too, right? You worked up to that age. I think you had enough.
So what am I supposed to go home and do?
Well, what you do with the years that you were working, you supposed was to put things in place so when you retire. No, but that's nobody's fault. If while you were working, you wasted out all of your eggs, what do you expect to lay on now?
No, I waste my eggs, but I want to continue to get more eggs by working.
No, that is not fair to the people who have nothing. That is unfair. That is unfair to the people who are not working, right? I disagree with it.
No, but Mother Bunny, Mother Bunny, Tommy
yes.
Here. Sometimes you need that experience in order to make things right. Because yes, you may be young and got your passes and you're bright and so on and so forth. With lacking experience, you wouldn't be able to make as good a decision as someone who's been there and have knowledge of the subject, or should I say better knowledge of the subject than you do. So sometimes you need the older head for guidance, at least.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, this is what I normally say all the time. The people who are in there working all the time, due to retire, let me say next 10 years, why you're not bringing in a younger person to fit inside of that space, teach them things. So when that person retire, them people that are 15, why are you not doing that?
I agree with the younger ones, but they have to be mentored.
Why you always telling them when they go for a job, they want experience? Where are they getting the experience from?
They have to be mentored by the older heads in order to get experience.
Yeah, but then you're not putting them there with them to mingle with them so they could get the experience. You're not putting them there. You're supposed to put them there to mingle with the elderly so they go get the experience.
Yes, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. Definitely supposed to, Mother Bunny.
But they're not
Mother Bunny,
that.
Mother Bunny, don't you think that opposing forces may be making a lot of bacchanal and confusion in order to make the PDP look bad? Don't you think that maybe it's just...
Well, listen, we have people in there, at least we can't stop them, they are public servants. We have people in there who still doing nonsense, who believe that who do not believe that the party lost. So they decide to stay inside there and do stupidity to make the PDP look bad. But at some point in time, you got to give up because you can't win. Because you got people who fight you down, you can't win. If you have this kind of animosity and this hate that you because your party lose, and you working and you decide to do things inside there that will victimize people and do things to make people look bad, that is not the right thing. That is not the right thing.
I agree.
But Mother Bunny, let's look at an example, right? You will call the chief, and you will call the deputy chief, and you will give them advice, right? You are giving them a motherly advice because you are much older than them. Isn't that the same some of these other people, elderly people, can give the young one advice rather than shipping
I
them home?
tell you, and I tell you yes. But what
Oh,
I'm saying,
okay.
put them in at a time that they could build themselves up with the elderly. That when
Okay.
the elderly retire, they will be in the space and know what, get the knowledge of what to do.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So now, here's a question from the chat, right? Vonnie Roberts said, so Miss Bernie, what's your opinion of Duke spending so much time in Trinidad?
Listen, Duke is a smart man.
That's in a
No,
good way,
don't
right?
laugh.
That's
When
in
I
a,
say
that's in a
smart
good
man,
way.
I
That's in a
mean
good way.
in the
In
context
a
that
good
people
way.
will think smart.
In a good way. In a good
Duke,
way.
yes, in a good way. Duke wants to fight for autonomy for Tobago. In order for Duke to fight the autonomy bill for Tobago, you have to get some Trinidad space too. You think he really want to run for election? He just needs somebody to back him up when the autonomy bill goes back to that parliament. Duke is a smart man, right? There are things in Trinidad in the parliament that is to be done to Tobago. Duke wants to get them done to Tobago. There are things that we have to depend on the parliament for. Duke have to go to Trinidad to fight the war there for you. But he's a gentleman that always helps people when they're hungry. Say, I say so, because I see it many times, right? So you hear the balling, but come in Trinidad and give out bread and eat this and eat that and the other. But if they give out the bread and don't want it, don't take it. When did they meet for you to vote? You, the person, know who to vote for, even though you give bread, because look how much thing they give you in Tobago and what we do. What we do in Tobago, we vote them? No, we did not. So is the people know what to do when the time come? I don't understand where is the big hullabaloo because in Trinidad and Tobago you have to get a passport to go there. You have to get a passport to get a visa, and you're calling it Trinidad and Tobago. So when you say Trinidad and Tobago, why you making noise because you come down there to campaign? Why you making noise? It's Trinidad and nobody ends up nobody from Trinidad from coming to Tobago and campaigning. Is the fool and nobody bring things about Calcutta ship and try to think Kamla did well in Tobago, you know? I don't care when nobody say about she try she best in Tobago. When she was here, they said that she disrespectful to the assembly. But now as the central government come here doing things and disrespectful. Them and disrespectful. Half our problem in Trinidad and Tobago is ungrateful and it was then witchcraft, right?
Yes, indeed.
That woman was trying her best. The ministers that she had in there that Rowley make noise about, she tell them go and clear the name and come back. Now you're calling all kind of allegations for his own name. You ever tell anyone and them go clear the name and come back? Not one, not even your own self. He never tell them that. So why is this big hullabaloo because Duke in Trinidad means nothing wrong with that? I did tell him don't go there because I know they go bad talk him. I told him don't go there because I know that we don't have good things to say about him. But a man's choice, you can't tell him is his choice. And he believed that he could make a difference. Let do it him. Let do it him.
So Mother Bunny, you think when people say that the certain things that he's doing, like with the bread and the black card with 700, you put on the card and you could go to the bookstore and buy
The
books.
bookstore and get some books to your children. I find it's a good initiative.
But Mother Bunny,
He ain't the trainer father. He's not the trainer father, you know, and if he could do that.
Mother Bunny, I have to be honest with you. That initiative is a great initiative. And some people may say it's a great initiative.
Of course it is. He told me it's $100,000 he invested to do that for them training.
Yeah.
The man tell me that. He says $100,000 I invest in to do that for children, you know.
No, you see, Mother Bunny, you have to call a spade because what he has done, no one else have done that so far to come up with
nobody. Remember Kamla was giving free school books, you know. And it's when Rowdy and them and Manning and them come in, they change that. Kamala was giving free school books, free laptop, and all them things. There is them come and change that, you know. So if you come now and you save $700 a parent, if you have 3 children and you give the 3 people them $700, at $2,100 you give them. You expect him to buy, if the money can't buy all the books, well then you the parent have to chip in and see what else he could do to finish buy the books, but he give you a start.
Right, 700 could go a long way. 700 could
Of
go a long way.
course it can. Of course it can.
So Mother Bunny, for those who are saying it's a political gimmick, what do you say?
Again, no sense. Oh, we gonna be political gimmick when you buy the book.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
When you buy the books to the children and you're going, and the child going in the school, the politician there in the book, or is doing a good for your child, the book, going in the class with the textbook to do it. The politician inside there. Some people too negative. They're too negative. But listen to me. The people who you're here talking are the people who have no heart for nobody, right? The Bible says, out of the heart, the mouth speak, right? So when you hear they talking, so is where they have done inside of them, they bring it out. Them that don't help nobody. Don't care what happen. Them kind of people that don't help nobody. I just try my best and help people. I don't care how little it is. I just do that. This me. Yeah. I have to make a proper hamper and get a woman if I'm the afford and make sure she gets something to last year at least 3-4 months and more. This me. Yeah. I buy everything big and gishy. She better buy a bucket to throw them in.
Tell me you wanted to say something.
Yeah, what I was about to say is that even if an action is politically motivated, if it's a good thing, it's still a good thing. It doesn't matter.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing. Listen to me. Local government election gonna be just now a thing in Trinidad. You see how much thing they start to do there? They're going wrong. They start to walk around and campaign. I call it campaign because the people protesting by the roads and things, and nobody they ain't taking them on, but now they're coming to take them on. They're coming now to take them on.
Mother Bunny,
has
there been that type of protest in Tobago where they're burning tires and is that
no, we never do that. We never really get to that. It's one in Mason all the other day. On the phone, tell them that. Tell them I'm doing something on the phone, I want no noise. Is only the last time in Mason where they in Mason? No. Castara, they do that for water.
Oh, okay. But Tobagonians don't normally do that.
Yeah, they do that. We don't they got come out and talk, but they ain't got burn tire. It's only in Castara they do that the other day.
So
but the country, listen to me, I have plenty of hungry people in this place, you know. Visually, you know?
No, we know
there
that.
There are real hungry people in this place.
No, we know that.
I have my little food shop here, and I just thank Almighty God every day. Thank you, Jesus, for my blessing. Because it's somebody I have to feed when the day come, boy. I have to feed people, boy. I hate to hear the hungry thing. Me no millionaire, no, it's a little food shop I have. I try my best when I work from 16 years old to come and build myself this little. I tired work for people and them getting and me and getting nothing, so I try to get for myself. So I have to help people. Like somebody come in my shop and tell me, can't even me, I no money and I'm hungry. What to do? Tell them leave my shop? I can't tell them that. You go out there and you drop down, you eat on my shoulder. So take the food and leave.
So here is the next question, right? Is the zipline matter being investigated, if you know?
Yes. That audit is going on, and let it take the time it will come. Everything where you see they say they go do it, they're doing. I asked one of the man that they said, take your time, that coming out just now, take your time.
Okay, all right. So somebody agreed. Somebody agreed.
Fali said one thing he know is that the police gonna be putting handcuff on somebody.
Fali said that?
The blind lady there in Costa Rica, she said they called she back over there, said she's not there.
Wait, she gone Costa Rica?
I come here, they said she gone, she said the zipline, the people, not the zipline, they me with comments with myself. She said the people in Costa Rica call her back.
Which people is that? The people who was
I
doing
don't
this?
know. No, they're smart too, you know. You remember they had to go and clear their business, you know. When you see trouble coming in, you just look to run and try to get out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what do you think she gonna do? She gonna leave that so and she know you have mishaps in that thing there? You have a lot of mishaps in them thing there. Hello, excuse me. I'm doing a program on my phone. I don't want that here. Right.
So Mother
Get
Bernie,
out of that.
is
Yeah.
she still in Tobago or she's out of Tobago?
It's when me hear say they're Costa Rica, me hear some I don't know me. I don't see her in truth, eh? Normally I will meet her by the supermarket and some of me don't see she.
So there's a
I
possibility
don't see her.
Costa Rica somewhere?
Somewhere they say she gone to Costa Rica.
Oh, so the Prime Minister sent she out then?
I don't know what he do, but he terrible, eh? Oh God. Poor fella.
Why you say that? Why you
Going
say
on well.
why you
You
say terrible?
you don't disagree with how he treat the journalists?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Full 100.
That is how you just treat human beings? Whether it's journalist or not, that is how we just speak to people?
No,
As the head of a country,
no,
as a
you should.
person in charge of a country, that is how you training up the young people to grow up
No.
without discipline
That's
and
not.
manners.
Yeah.
He come like the law association. He just like the law association. The young people who aspire, excuse me, the young people who aspiring to be lawyers. What the AG did there? What are you trying to tell the young people? When you go inside there, you could misbehave in public office and it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. That what you're telling them?
Well, I mean, I guess that's what it is because he's still there.
Yeah, but you can't be telling them stripping this and expect that this is the right thing. Whether you're for that party or not for that party is the issues in your country.
Yeah, it's
They are
about
making our country look bad. It's not a party thing. It's a country and people thing.
yeah.
If he has done something wrong, he needs to pay for his wrong. He needs to be treated a different way. If for somebody else, I'll make all the noise and want them to come out of office. Why he to come out? What secret have he holding there for you that the next one had to come out because he started to rebel. Now you bring a next one where we're gonna be a next yes man. He and Jacob is 2 yes man.
Where are with Jacob now?
Jacob cannot rule in response to this crime. He can't do nothing. He can do nothing. I hear he saying that he sent out police will be on patrol for the people who protesting. The day that they shut down the country and call it a day of policing, who holds somebody to ransom for that? Nobody did. So the people protesting for the adhering to their feelings of what bothering them, and you want to tell me you're sending out police to stop them protesting? So you're not supposed to send nothing. It's a dictatorship country. It's a communist country. So you're not supposed, and a police state. So you're not supposed to send nothing. Is what really going on in this place? Is what going on here?
Mother Bunny, you have people who are agreeing with you. Joan Jadube say, yes, Mother Bunny, send them old people home. you have people
Yeah,
agreeing.
but you can't tell me you work all these years and you don't save nothing and you don't put nothing in place for you when you resign. Something had to wrong with you. Something had to wrong with you that you had to keep on working to build something to make yourself somebody at this age. At this age, that is why we have so much of crime in the country. The young people, they're not getting work, and some of them so passionate towards their parents that they can't sit down and hear their parents say they're hungry, boy, them about to go and thief and rob to get things to give their parents by.
So I had said
And then thinking about nobody but themselves. Look how much time they recuse themselves out of parliament because of conflict of interest. Look how much high-rise buildings they're building. Look how much money they're putting in Bank Baroda and Bank Jamaica, somewhere in Jamaica. Look how much thing they're doing with money. Look how much rent you're giving Faris. Look how much money Ingbo taking and build, how much building and this and that. Look how much money Rowley spending on the goat farm in Tobago and he's selling. If I go in the grocery and I know the goat meat come from me, I don't want.
What?
I don't want it. Because he's wicked. You cannot be collecting a salary as a prime minister and want to sell me goat meat to get my money still. No. You should be killing some goat. You should be killing some goat and give hungry people. You ain't supposed to sell it.
But Mother Bunny, what? Let me ask you a question. I'm just asking you a question. So you saying that if I am the prime minister, right, I shouldn't have a business where I could involve in a business. So when I'm finished being prime minister, I could just come out.
Your hands are already in the public purse.
Okay.
Why would you want to increase your public purse by selling something else to the public to gain more? Why would you want to do that? The salary that they're paying you is not enough. What are you doing with your salary? That you want to do all these things? Is the first government that come into power that I see doing this means nobody else did that? You and all your cabinet members, everybody have a business. I never see that.
Yeah, and Anslim, you know good and well in this country, if you are a political you are political office and you have a business, you have to actually turn it over
to somebody else.
Yeah, to manage it.
But
You can.
Them doing it bold and brave, they don't care. Bold and brave, they're doing it, they don't care. Just as how you don't care about the people in the country, because if you care about them, you wouldn't be ranting and raving and behave. So when somebody asks a question concerning issues in the country and they want to know what you're doing with the assets of the country, you wouldn't be behaving like that if you care. People must, you said that people who get into office, hello, are doing something, you have to wait. People who get into office in those positions are subject to questions. You must ask them if the country people could question them and they're supposed to get answers. Now the same people in the country questioning you and you ranting and raving, you don't want to answer, and you're telling the journalists, I'm not answering you. I'm not answering you. You are the same young man who sat up in the courthouse for how much hours waiting on me to come out and talking, but you had that in your mind for how much years?
15
and
years.
that is how you decide to rule this country. When you have that inside of you, there is animosity and hate. And you're piling up that inside of you. And you carry on a country with hate and animosity.
Small-mindedness.
Like chopping his ego on the way. I did a little boy behavior where he behaved there. But he was lying to the man wasn't in there for no when he sued no integrity commission. That was a landed issue. Was a landed issue whether the man whether that happened for. But he want to say that because I know the hospital material went where he went.
So
listen to me.
Yeah.
We're trying our best in this country, but there are people who are so rooted in a party politics that they're not seeing the issues in the country.
I agree with that.
They're so rooted in party politics. Don't care what you tell them. I'm a party. Me meet my parents have voted. Nobody can tell me not to vote that. You're not voting party, boy. You're voting issues in your country. If we continue on a party line inside of this place, we get nowhere, and people will not get nothing out of it. It's country and people now is not no party. It's time for this juice where they drink the red juice where Jim Jones give the people in Guyana. Pies in the inside. Check it out of your system. We want more responsible people in the country, more responsible people who will sit down and talk to the young people, show them the facts of life. Don't believe that where we used to hear a long time that the world is made of straw and covered by your mommy. No way it ain't stops again. You ain't stops again, you know. You have to work where you want. I have one son. And I told him if I don't see him working towards that business, that if I should die not getting it out of business. That's how I would make a will and tell him if you don't work, you don't get that. You have to show yourself approved. Show yourself approved. But there are real struggling people in this country that need real help. Some people living in some houses, when you pass and watch them, your belly burn you. Anything could happen to them inside them, something where they live inside of there. And billions of dollars pass through Trinidad and Tobago. And there is so much poverty and hunger in this country till now. Nobody gets nothing. And when you talk, some of them vex with you and make you to know that Eric Williams give you education. Eric Williams did pay the school fee, but your parents had was to buy the books and give you lunch until they bring little school feed in. You had was to buy books and pay transport to go to school. All he did is he didn't have to pay a school fee. So how he give me education? He was inside of my head?
No, not that. Did he take the money out of his pocket, or was it the country's purse? Was it these resources of the country?
So why these people have them fooling them? When was election? A man who come up in front of my face and tell me I ungrateful because PNM give me education. I said, boy, you not get common sense. Common sense not so common again, you know.
But that's the
I said, common sense not so common again. What you telling me? Them give me an education, they went in there and put it in there.
That's the doctrine preach. What happened to my
But I am so, listen to me. I am so proud of myself. I went, every day I go to town. If I used to sign autographs, I would have been great. Some young person always running to me, mother. We are so proud of you. Look at your age and you could talk so. Some of them can't even say,
Well, Mother Bernie, I have to tell you that the stuff that you talk about, you have to look at a lot of news, and you have to look at a lot of information. You need to have all that information in your head, because it's a lot of information you have, and you know, you don't seem like a person who makes up information. You know, you get.
We don't make that up.
Yeah.
I just listen, and you see, I just tell them that is why every time they see me and Mother Bonnie, why you are making a live? I say stop that. I have to listen first, sort it out before I make a live on it. I don't just jump because I hear something and make a live. Good night. I wouldn't just do that. I listen first. Listen to all. Look, that law association was the worst, you know. I never see that yet. I never see that yet. That is why we can't get justice. That is why we can't get justice in this country.
Yeah.
When you listen to all these elderly lawyers who should know better, it's a real disgrace. They shame me, you know. They shame me, them lawyer there. Just because you could collect all the millions there when the year come, you decide that if a man wrong, they stay wrong.
You guys are not hearing me.
I hear
you.
Okay.
No, there is a day coming for all the wrongdoers. All wrongdoers, you have a day coming. Rain will fall on the just and the unjust. So let we don't big up yourself and feel we get away. We get away. You get away here, but you don't get away there, right? Too much ills going on in this country, and some people believe that when you say wrong is right and when you say right is wrong. But God don't sleep.
Yep,
they're going on too much, right?
But
I want the PDP people. I want the people who just come in the PDP to catch themselves and start to do the things that we put them there to do. That is what I want them to do. I know it's 21 years and they have to go through a lot to root out some of them something with the inside it. 21 years of mismanagement. And you have a lot of things to dig into to find all kind of things. But they need to listen. I always believe that you must listen. If a person talk, you must listen. Because I don't think anything that I ever talk on any of my lives never come to pass. All of them come. All.
So Mother Bernie, you still have full faith and confidence in Farley, Chavez, Augustine, and Watson, Solomon, Duke, right?
Yes, I have confidence in them that they will change the diaspora in this place. But people need to, when you have people now going at things, you have to rally around them. That's why I just call them as my children. I just call them every time. I go in office and visit too. I want them to listen. And they do listen, eh?
That's
They
good
do listen.
advice. That's good advice that they should listen. They
They
should.
do listen, eh?
Mhm. Well,
But
what
some people don't want to. They don't want to go in there to give them advice. They want to go in there to get things for themselves. Me
right.
too old forget anything. Me can't walk because me get knee pain, so me can't walk. Me walk since me 16 years old to now, and all my work is heat and cold. So right now I have knee pain. So I ain't want nothing. I want to see the young people get something to do instead of idling. Is the idleness that I can't take on right now. I need them to get something. I need them to get active. They must get something to do to keep them out of trouble. That is why I want to see.
so Mother Bunny,
Find programs, find activities for them to do. But then they had meeting with the unions concerning the daily paid workers, right? The union came, the union do what you had to do. But it's the administrators, some of them that tell you they get the red juice in their stomach, still you don't believe. They're not fixing up for the people and them to start to pick people to work. But I'm gonna make a live on them and they had to start. When I make the live, that is here, you know. When I make it, that is here, man, the big administrator there, they just get straight. So I go make it. I must make a live there. They're going on too much. The Tobago House of Assembly is not your home. It's not home in your house. It's the government quarters. And when the day come, when it's 8 to 4, when it's 4 o'clock, you're going home by you. But while you're inside there, you are working for the public and in public servants, so learn manners and stop victimizing the people inside there. It's not your house, that.
Mother Bunny, I listened to the TSA chief about a day or two ago, and I have said that he and Solomon Watson Duke are transformational leaders, and I give why I believe they are transformational leaders. And I see again 2 days ago, Fali Chavez Augustine, says that most of the streets in Tobago are going to be named after prominent Tobagonians. And he's going to get rid of all that slave master, I'm paraphrasing them, slave master, the colonial slave master names that they have in Tobago. And I always ask myself, why Dr. Rowley do that to in Trinidad? Now, I see in Trinidad, right, today, they're renaming a street after Rash Shorty I. And, the THA chief, he's, 37? And
yes,
Dr. Rowley in office for 7 years now. And them streets still named Frederick Street and Charlotte Street and George Street and Abercrombie Street.
And
that's what makes the guy a transformational leader, because like Dr. Rowley.
But then we have so many of our icons that did so many great things in this place. Nobody acknowledged them. But when you're dead, you want to give them a big funeral with DJ and people whining down and going down like blacks. What sense that make?
But Mother Bunny,
when blacks dead and they get a wine down party there and call it a funeral, what sense that you make?
But look at Claude Noel. His birthday was 2 days ago, and Claude Noel is
a great man, icon. A great man, a great boxer.
A great boxer, and that is the condition. Well, whatever, but we're supposed to have social services that a great person like Claude Noel not supposed to be in that condition. Right? When I look at that, I was saddened.
Yeah, but them only, you see, they just only care about you when you're dead, It's when you die, you go hear he was a this and he was a that. Yeah. And when you die now, that is the time they want to name something you name. That makes sense?
Make no sense.
Dead man carry no tail. That makes sense?
That's what makes Fali Chavez Augustine a transformational leader.
Right, because the man. Yes, of course.
They can say what they want because the guy is doing it. And look at it. He tells Tobagonians, all they want to come to our office, all they want to come dress up, all you do is come with all your suit, all your come as all your will, come in your sapat.
Because you know where you come from. Me and the mother went to school, eh?
Yeah.
So I know where he went through, right? Me and the mother went to school, eh? So I know where he come from. He's a down-to-earth man and he don't want nobody to feel that he bigger and better than them.
Right.
But some of them right now, I don't know.
But Mother Bunny, I hear you take a turn in a fella by the name of Andy Williams. You call out Andy Williams.
You out of timing. I say you
What?
out of timing.
What happened with you and
You
Andy
know, me
Williams?
and I need to talk because there's a country that
Eh.
everybody, JJ Winishop, everybody does talk. Everybody have different ideas. Everybody have their own way of putting out things. But you're talking about Tobago because you're saying you're not getting no information from Farley and them concerning what's happening in Tobago. And nobody ain't calling me. But then you go call my name and say, you wonder if I get a work yet. Why do you work? What am I doing with the work?
He
I
say if
am
you get
60
work.
going on 61. What am I doing with the work?
Oh, you call you and see if you get work. Like you get work.
He wonder if I get a work yet. Which work? I don't want no work.
How is the business going, Mother Bunny?
The business going good for now because I just make what I have after the Almighty work. That is what I do. I make it work.
Yeah, you
I
have
make
a
nothing
business there. You
bother
don't need
me.
none from nobody. I just want to know if things pick up since the
Yeah,
Tobago.
well, some you know this food business is like that. Sometimes it up and sometimes it down.
Right.
It
You had to
depends
let
on
us
how.
know. You had to let us know where you're located because we want to send family when they come to Tobago.
Yeah, and it all depends on how the people get their salary too.
Yeah.
Sometimes people can't buy things because they don't have no money to buy
No,
their
but I want the
salary and
tourists.
read.
I want the tourists to know where you're located, so you gotta give me something.
Oh, 59
you send.
Castara Road, Mountain George.
But
59 Castara Road, Mountain George.
Okay,
yeah,
Cascara Road. Okay,
they're gonna know that.
And it's Bernie's Delights. The place
Bernie's
now,
Delight.
Bernie's
So I could find
Delights.
the
Yeah.
we could find the information online. Anything printed on the social media or anything.
I think my son print it out there for me. You know, them young people have to do for me. Is he put on the thing on the phone when I couldn't get it little while because I
Yeah.
don't
So
know
here
nothing
what?
with them.
I asked them to make a little flyer and send it to me, and I got to advertise it for you.
Yeah.
So if I help you boost the
Yeah.
business, you could hire some people down there. You know.
Yes.
So that is what
People
I'm
that's
looking to
coming
do.
up. I met a lady from America the other day. She comes, she said, I'm a fan of yours. I'm from Brooklyn. I want to know where your food place is located. And she really came with four of them, yes?
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah, but
we don't want people to come to Tobago and they don't know where you located. So
yeah, but
ask the
I
Yeah, they
kids,
come.
ask the kids to make a flyer for you and we go advertise it.
A taxi driver tell me he driving a lady and he telling the lady telling him, I want to know where Miss Mother Bernie lives. I want to find her. I want to find that woman. I want to find her business. I want to he tells she the next time she come because she was going back when she find him now.
uh, uh,
But
Yeah, she
I
was
want to
going
help
back
you
when
boost the
she come
business so you
back.
can hire some young people.
Yeah.
but Bunny, I just want to quickly go back to why do you feel that some people in Trinidad feel that they have to get involved in what's going on in Tobago and try to make it look kind of bad and
Here
from
what
a
happened to
party.
them? Here what happened to them? There was you remember for our election, they were saying to be going and going right back and vote back with them.
Mhm.
Did he say that right?
Yeah.
Right.
But when they went and see where we do fourth, it was 50 that seat there. No, you laughing. I came out in my gallery. No, everybody in the bed there. 4 o'clock that morning, and I sit down in my gallery and say my prayers. And when I say in my prayers, I hear 15-0 in my ears. 15-0. He did declare 15-0 first, you know. It's afterwards they come back and say 2 vote make you win, you know.
Yeah, they throw them vote there. They throw them vote in there.
Oh, you
Independent throw
know
them.
that? They
But
said 15-0.
yeah,
Okay.
they did originally say that.
And them come and steal that, and say he get one. Now he did them making mischief. I wonder if you hear what Gonzalo say about the 50% that he was people going for restructure, if that ain't send him home, if that ain't taking away people work. Yeah, I wonder if he could come and talk about that like how we talk about the CPEP people and them when they say they're restructuring him. He hear that? I wonder if he hear.
But they do the same thing in Trinidad, Mother Bunny. It's the same thing they do with election in Trinidad. We see that happen there.
Yes,
Plenty witness,
yes.
but I don't know what we're doing about it.
But you see, I talk so much on my live at them about the election and boundaries commissions. I always talking about them. So it would have looked so bad to see they do it out in Tobago again. So they just with that they had to count right this time.
So Mother Bunny, you know, at some point in time, people thought somehow you were trying to give the PDP advice, and some people thought that somehow you were against the PDP all of a sudden.
Listen to me.
Mm,
I don't, and that is why I don't understand about people.
mm,
You must have criticisms, good
correct.
ones and bad ones.
Mm,
I was not against the PDP. I wanted them to step in the right track, keep them on track. We have to track them, is we put them there.
mm.
Is we put them there.
You know,
And if I call in your phone and you're not answering, not to let the whole everybody know that you must answer your phone. If since I open the mouth and answering me,
Yeah, yeah.
so if I keep that app saying nothing, what would happen?
You're not gonna answer.
I am not against
probably
them.
by the years
I
like
just
always
want them to do the right thing. I want them to stay in the right track. You have to keep a track on them. Is you vote them and put them there.
But wait, Mother Bunny, I wanna bring a point here. Listen to this, right? I don't understand this, right? This is what Vonnie Robert says. He says, Mother Bunny, Wall Street don't like what you're saying. You only see red. Mother Bunny, let me ask you a question. If I only seen red, how I gonna call you up and bring you on the program if I only seen red? Help me
What
out
he
there
said?
now. You say I only
What the
seen.
person said?
He said, Mother Bunny, Wall Street don't like what you're saying. He only see red. And I'm asking you, if I only see red,
Yeah, but Wall Street, I don't understand. The years that he leave Lavantil and go to America. When last he come to Trinidad, it's not the same place. Place is not the same that he left there. So Wall Street had to remember there will be good and bad criticisms. I'm not against Wall Street, you know, he talking where he didn't know. But I hearing them boys Anderson saying thanking Wall Street for sending money to buy books to children, and that is very good. But not because you put yourself in a party, you sit down in a party way that anybody say anything against the party, you get upset. You can't get upset for that. You
listen,
can't get upset for that. People will have good and bad criticism. So Wall Street had to cool himself. It's not the
Mother Bunny,
same place that he left there. I sure when he left there, the murder rate wasn't where it is now. When he left Trinidad, the murder rate wasn't where he left it there now. When he was in Trinidad. So Wall Street had to remember that you not are wrong, and the people who are wrong will speak because them feeling the pain there, but you up there, you might hear the pain, you not feeling it.
Mother Bunny, let me tell you something, right? Maybe you didn't know. I thought you know. Do you know I am Wall Street, right?
So we do.
Huh?
Me afraid that.
No.
I
I'm just
glad
telling
to,
you. No, but listen.
I said I'm glad to hear you.
Right,
I
but
glad
listen to
to
this.
speak to you too.
Right. The only thing I was saying is that if I am so rare, why would I invite a person like you to come on the program if I so
No,
red?
that ain't nothing. We have to. Now is not the time to live for yourself alone. You have to hear other people's opinion.
Correct.
You
And that
cannot
is
live for yourself
exactly,
alone.
yes, and that is exactly why we invite many different people. I don't that rating. I mean, people should know that by now. We doesn't invite UNC people here. We will invite Gary Griffith. We will invite all different type of people in here because people want to hear
Yeah, but
different opinions.
you want to hear everybody's opinion about things.
Correct.
So why don't like to? If you for a party and I for a next party, we shouldn't have no enmity inside there. We should not have that.
No,
Everybody have the differences of choice.
and opinions.
Everybody will see things in a different form. And I don't understand. When election, you know how much enemy I just get? Me and get nothing, it's them take me and make the enemy, you know. I'm not against them, you know. Them take me and make the enemy, you know. So the last election, I told them, if you are my enemy for election, be my enemy after election. Come here and do nothing.
Correct is right.
I just say why coming out of my mouth. Me and see nothing wrong with that.
So
And if we believe that there is a God,
mm,
an Almighty, Who says that nothing shall separate us from the love of God? Why we be hating one another because we're from a different party? Why?
Yeah, people have a right to support whoever they want to support.
I'm telling you, people
I
support who they feel is the right choice. They
no doubt.
support it, and I don't vex with you.
I don't vex
Me
with
don't
nobody
vex
for
with
that.
you.
No,
And
I
that is
agree.
why when a change comes, when a change come to, we must learn to accept change. We must let the change, see what the change go do first before we start to give them licks. Because if they're just stripping it, I'm beating them in.
Well,
Me ain't
listen,
waiting in.
and that is the good thing about you supposed to be able to give your party constructive criticism
Of
in order to
course.
make them better.
So when you
If
hear some of them come in and say, you hear what she's saying? You hear
yeah,
what she's saying? I don't know what is wrong with them. That's all. So sit down and see stupidness and say good, right? Sit down
take
and
it,
say stupidness and say good.
and take it. Yeah, you're
Give
supposed to.
justice when justice is due. Give a man, if a man do good, you congratulate him. If he do stupidness, you let him know he on stupidness. Everybody who know me know that I don't seek nonsense. I don't seek nonsense. If you do wrong, you do wrong. You do good, I congratulate you for your good.
Listen, I am one of the most critical person of the party. One of the most critical because they're doing dotishness. I tell them they're doing dotishness. Who vex
Of
laws?
course,
Who
they're
vex
doing
laws?
stupidness, they're doing stupidness.
Stupidness.
And listen to me now.
Yeah,
We supposed to love ourselves before we fight up with people because them people don't have to pay no bill and so, you know.
correct. I just tell
Them
them.
not have to buy grocery and so, you know. So we have to love ourselves and who we have around us.
I
We have
said,
to make sure that these people get happy. Because them when them fighting against them happy already.
top of the hour, top of the hour.
Yeah. So Mother Bernie, stay with us for a little bit. We're gonna go for a quick station identification. Be right back.
Yes, darling. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just give you a few seconds. Of course, it's in the village with the
Yes.
DAG Triplets, and we have no other than social media star Mother Bernie joining us here live and direct from Tobago, from Castara, Tobago. It's in the village with the
No,
DAG
Mount St. George. Mount St. George.
Mount St. George, Tobago, joining us from
Yes.
Mount St. George.
59 Castara Road, Mount
Oh,
St.
yeah.
George.
59 Castara Road, Mount St. George.
Yeah,
Mother
Mount
Bernie
St. George.
live and direct. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday.
You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM.
And of course, we have with us no other than, from Mount St. George, Tobago, Miss Bernie Jack, sharing with us some wisdom out of Tobago. And it's Bernie Delights in 59. Is it 59?
59 Castara Road, Mount St. George.
59 Castara Road, Mount St. George, of course, So, Bernie Jack, just going forward, what are some of the things you would like to see done by, the new THA chief and by extension the PDP in Tobago?
What I want to see, my priority is the young people. They are the future, and I want them to get something done. I want them to let them get things done for the young people and them. Many of them, you know how much they hear about the shortage? They must start the truth. A lot of young people come out here, don't qualify as nurse, and they wouldn't employ them. Fali say he go employ them, He said that, He say he going to employ them. They have a lot of young people well qualified in this place. Yet some of them they're telling them they overqualified. You ever hear this? What is overqualified? I want to see a betterment for the young people. I want them to bring back the Tobago love in Tobago. Because one set of people come inside there and mash up everything in Tobago. mash up the love that we had here for one another. It's hate they bring here. People just come and hate one another because of politics in Tobago, and that is nonsense. We're not supposed to live like Tobago is a loving, caring place. And all of a sudden, everybody just believe that because my party win or my party lose, we could treat people all kind of ways. No, so I don't want that. We have funeral in the village, everybody bringing everything. Look at our lady buried her yesterday, 102 years old. And boy, we had food could feed the whole of Tobago. Everybody bring food. That is how we know it. That is how we're supposed to live. We have to look out for one another, help one another. We are because you from a party and I from one, and something happened by you or something happened to you, I can't visit you and I can't me not meddle, I'm not there which part I was so there. We don't want that. We want the love to go back into Tobago. We want it back, the togetherness and the unity. Unity is strength. If we strengthen ourselves in Tobago, people will come to this place and will believe that this little island called Tobago could be so loving and so constructive.
So, Miss Bernice, one person said, Miss Bernie, I want oil long when I come. I go give her enough
Yeah,
time.
you could get that. I'm full of that. My husband get breadfruit tree. I cook that up to Saturday gone, you know.
Yeah.
Saturday gone, I cook that breadfruit I long the way.
Our next person want crab. Yeah, crab too?
Yeah, man. I just cook that every Friday.
Every Friday?
Friday, I just cook a different menu to people, you know. I just cook conch, rabbit.
Conch?
Conch, rabbit, crab, yard fowl. Them things I just cook on a Friday. I don't cook macaroni pie and potato salad. Me want that. I want people feel the natural Tobago food. Understand? They want no macaroni pie, no baked chicken. And if you know it's not the season, but when I get it, I cook it. You know what? The wild ones, when I get them, I cook them.
So where does get conch from, Mother Bernie? Where does get conch from?
I just buy it here, but it's most sometimes they just take it here too, and that boy just dive it, but you wouldn't get the amount to keep, so just get from Grenada too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's get from Grenada.
So another person asked a question, Mother Bernie, Fally should be investigating all those PNM projects and expose all the corruption.
That is what he's doing. But you know, we will get a little fight down because you know some of them go look to don't want to talk and some don't want. You know, there are some people up to this week they say no one again. Yeah, you remember they have a technical director in the works department. They have under they suspend him for they investigating he with all them contracts that went out there for election that he should have never make go.
So Mother Bernie, listen this, right? I heard on a program, on a morning program, I heard Robert Amaro criticizing the THA chief because asked the THA chief about who was the chief auditor for the forensic audit they were doing, but Fally couldn't remember. And let me say this.
But the boy went inside the book, he went and give him the name.
Yeah.
He went after, he said before the program is finished, he will give it to him, and he did.
Correct. I find Robert Amaro was kind of out of place.
Listen to me, not even that.
Yeah.
You ranting and raving concerning other people. You go up for election a million times independent and nobody will vote you. So where's the problem? You have to have a problem why nobody is voting you. Leave the young man. Yeah, and then the elderly should not be pulling down the younger ones. They should give them advice and help them to grow in whatever they're doing. Why are you pulling down the young man? You do your time already. Let the young man do his. Where is the problem with the young man?
You say the man never. You say he never. Yeah, but Mother Bernie, as you say that, Robert Amaro have a record, you know. He's the first person to run for Laventille and get the lowest amount of votes.
But I was telling you, tired, go up and then get nothing. So what is the problem?
Oh God! But Robert Amaro, I'm a friend, though, you know. But
listen to me.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with nobody on the ground report. Neither Mr. Amaro. Because I tell you already, everybody have their difference of opinion.
Correct.
But what I'm saying, Andy does go on too much sometimes. I listened 2 weeks ago and I cut off Mr. What the old man name of the old union man, what just call him?
Who's that, brother?
An old man, now I can't remember my name. That man that was telling him, he was saying something about the assembly, and the man was telling him certain things concerning the assembly act and this and that, and he cut off the man twice.
Yeah.
You have to learn manners. And then you're saying you use the pit bull at the radio. My cousin come here last night with a pit bull. Me I hear the pit bull we answer. The pit bull is up on the leash, and the pit bull was quite cool and humble. You ain't doing the football nothing fit to raise up. Yeah, he behaves as though he's the only person that is passionate for country. That is why I can't take with him. It's not you. Everybody feeling the pain in the country. Don't care where you see them smiling, laughing, going their merry way. They have issues. They have issues. But you, as a co-host of a program, of a talk show, and then you call it a talk show program, but you talking more than the people and them are supposed to call in and say we're bothering them. Sometimes you take a whole hour and just going, and hardly anybody could call you. If they call in and tell you that, you get vexed and tell them, this is my program and I run it how I want. And them kind of ignorant, stupid way. That is why I can't take. You bring your program as a public program, a public forum, and you have to give people a chance to hear their views. If they're saying something, you cutting in and cutting them off. Leave the people let they talk. When they don't talk, you could say something about it if you want to. You don't do that. He don't realize he must play back his programs and listen the way he speaks to people and how aggressive and stupid he is. That is not how you behave with people. That is not how you behave. Somebody all this morning I listening in. And Anderson, if Anderson was a different man, Anderson never called back in a program there. The way how he behaved with Anderson this morning.
Not
Because
just that,
Anderson
Mother Gwenny,
said,
but people have to...
Anderson said the UNC need to do more groundwork. And that's why he have UNC not in power. When groundwork will tell them power. And he start to carry on. No. I just tell PDP that too. I say, I know you now go in there. But just as all was on the ground for election, come back on the ground and meet the people. I tell them so too. So when you go tell me I did wrong to say that? Is the groundwork that's where you just get achievement from? The groundwork. So when he aggressive so far, it's not all the time Lennox does agree with him, you know. It's not all the time Lennox Smith does agree with him, you know. But the way how he does get on, Lennox doesn't just keep quiet. It's too aggressive. You have to give people a chance to say what they had to say. You don't help them say it. That is what you have a call-in program. A call-in program, leave the people to talk, but you want to talk for 2 hours and more, and then you're going to say the phone lines open to talk from now till when? When? He's saying me and calling him. He's saying me neither nobody from Tobago not calling in. Me, I as a person don't like botheration. You see, botheration, me not like botheration. You see, confusion, God now utter that. So me, I as a mother, where they give me the name spiritually when I went down on the ground there, he can't change my views. He could rant and rave all he want, and if I don't feel to call in that program, I'm not going to call inside. I will listen, and if I talk to myself, I talk to myself and laugh. When you start to behave there, I wonder if I get a work already. Why doing it work? Why I went there for work?
Mother Bernie, it's not only that, right? They have said that the reason why I'm critical of the PNM is because I didn't get a work in Trinidad. I ain't get work in some ministry. I never applied for no work in Trinidad in no ministry. You know what I mean?
But every time they're saying when you support a party, I wonder if you get a work. What work? You looking for betterment, you want to work? You looking for the betterment of the people, the citizens of the country, or what they're talking about? So every time you go inside there, you go in there with that initiative then. You're going there hoping to get something then. Is that the saying?
Yeah, you got work. You got work. Yep.
When me and going there, I didn't support them to get nothing. I support them because I wanted to be a change in this place here and things to run different here. Me and the man start to thing up all the tourism site them in Tobago that people could come and visit. Look, he fix up the little Tobago. The people couldn't go there. Lately before them coming there, people couldn't go there. It was in a state. The jetty, everything wasn't good. And they're saying it take Trinidad contractor to do the jetty. You take who know the work. You take who have experience with what going on there. It's not, and you're saying Trinidad and Tobago. Why are you saying it take Trinidad contractor? Well, change the name from Trinidad and Tobago, no, man. I don't like that. You're taking people who have experience in doing the work and doing it properly. That is people where you want. You don't want nobody to come and we could take a month and take a year. It's not that you want. So why keep saying Trinidad and Tobago if you're saying you take people from Trinidad? The nonsense they're talking. We are one. We are one. One race, the human race. One race, human race. We need to think different. We thinking need to be more open and stop talking rubbish. We mustn't think so. It's not everybody could go to America, Canada, England. It's not everybody could have. It's not everybody could. And them talking Wall Street, you know, you have bills to pay to, right?
Yeah, I have bills to pay.
What you supposed to do? Send all your money in Levantil and you stay up there and be like a vagrant in New York? People have to know we're coming out of them out and be careful what they're saying there. I know you wouldn't know some of the things here because you're not here. You will hear them, but the people around see them. But you can't take you will send it to you can't send all your money. You have bills to pay to, you have to live to, and American bills different to Trinidad and Tobago bills, you know. I was up there, you know. I was there. And I threw home because I called something they too cold for me. So I know about bills in America. I know it's terrible.
Oh, Mother Bunny, the person says Carl Nunes. That was the guy?
Yes, it's Carl Nunes. He told the man twice.
He insulted Carl Nunes? An intelligent man like that, a historical man like that?
Yes, he saw him twice, took the phone on him, man. I tell you, if some people, you see, and Miss Santa Cruz had a big bacchanal and it's long, people have to beg she to come back on the program, you know. You have to know to speak to people. You is not the only passionate man for country. You is not the only man that feeling the grunt of the country. Everybody does. Regardless of how rich they think they are, they have some issue bothering them. Something bothering them. When things not going right in a place, he wouldn't fall on one man house top. He would never. So I don't understand what he's going on so far. And he telling Anderson, he giving him a award this morning as the first man who get a sore throat to go in less than an hour. Because the ball out whoever in the throat must he come out. So he said he understand an award for the man who could make a sore throat go in less than an hour. That is stupidity.
Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, when you wake up in the morning, thank you, Jesus, but you're not supposed to. I don't know, but it in my genes that it's not all the time that you behave. Your spirit should tell you, well, this morning I'm going on the radio and I need to take it down. Take it down. Let me deal different today with people, or let me change my way of thinking and my way of going, because it's not all the time people just get, as soon as a person call and they're saying something where you don't agree with, you take them off. That is not the right thing.
Mother Bunny,
That is not nice.
Mother Bunny, you are so right. The last time I call on the NM program, as soon as they find that I might be saying something they don't want to hear, Did I
But
say
then
it?
I just listen to you, but them don't listen. If they listen to you properly, it's not that you disagree with what they are saying, is that you're putting in your initiative concerning what is going on. It's not that you disagree with what them saying, but they turn it in a different. I just listen to you. Them feel that you disagree with what they're saying, so you're saying this and you're saying that, but you know what you're saying. Everybody's seeing it in a different way. But that boy is too aggressive for a young man. You need to stop it. You need to
So,
stop.
so Mother Bunny, do you believe that the PDP will have an impact in the upcoming local election? Do you think they'll have an impact?
While we hope and pray that they get 102, so we will get somebody to fight for with the autonomy bill, no?
Mm.
Because we need autonomy in Tobago, we need it. We really need autonomy in Tobago that we could make laws here for ourselves. We need it. This everything that you have to wait till Parliament passes, that is not the right thing at this hour. Not now. Not never. Not now, not never.
And you don't think the two Tobago representatives in the parliament are working for Tobago?
Them two girls, they want to sleep, they want to wake up. I love Ayana like it is my child, I like a girl that bad.
What part of the
No,
what
I
part of
like
Tobago
it.
she from? What part of Tobago she from?
Roxborough.
Roxborough?
Roxborough.
From where my father living by?
Robert Street, I think them they live Robert Street. She father used to teach the name Kent. Ken Trough, that is call him Ken Trough. She father.
I never
And
knew
she
she was.
mother is the Thomas and them from up Betsy's Hope.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that at all. I didn't know she was from Roxborough. Wasn't
But
Tracy
she
from
quiet.
Roxborough? Tracy, where
Yeah,
Tracy?
Tracy from Roxborough. The two of them live close.
Yeah. I remember
The
Tracy
two
was
of
from.
them come from close. Up Betsy's Hope. She from, but she living down in Roxborough now, and Tracy's mother still live up in Betsy's Hope.
Oh, okay.
But she's always a quiet person, and everything you tell she cry. She could cry too bad. Everything is cry.
She's
She
very,
could cry. Everything is cry.
yeah,
She don't like it. If anytime you start to rough she up, she
yeah.
just go in a corner and sit down and cry. But that is how she grew up to it. The mommy quiet, everybody quiet. Them is quiet people. But look at what's going on with she now and bother me with them trend authority story, them
Tearing up the.
home to trend, and so it looks so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's sad.
Look who you put to manage that. She was and the thing looks so bad.
Yeah. She might not have been the best person to put because
No,
of
no,
you
no, no, no,
know what
no.
I mean?
She's not the best person for putting that at all. She too easy.
Mm. Yeah,
You
that's
need
kind
somebody to show that you're disappointed with what is going on with the children.
another mistake by the prime minister. He making so much mistakes. He making all kind of mistakes. You know what I mean?
You know what embarrassing me as a Tobagonian too, because we ain't stop so we stop so we get that.
All they running from Tobago back in 1986 or whatever it was. They run him out of
Like
Tobago.
he run it said when he lose the election against Pam Nicholson, he went to Trinidad and said he will never come back at Tobago. But he passing through to Scarborough. I was in Scarborough the day, we had a blue pickup, a blue Hilux, not a Hilux. How we used to call them for a long time. And when he passed in with that blue, he watched the a cruise ship was inside of the port. Hey, them boy, Rowley, hey, look the duck for the game and geese in there. They say, Rowley, look the duck for the game and geese in there. Ay. I don't know why you see problem, boy. Something wrong with him, boy. Nah, boy. And it just start off cool and calm, and all of a sudden, something just run through his body, and it like electricity, and it'll just shock him, and it just start up.
And he gone from there.
Yeah, he gone clear. I don't know why you see problem. You have to stop that. You have to stop that. It's not so let us behave, man. To
But,
stop
but,
that. And
but
you're
Mother
balling
Bunny,
up on everybody. You're balling up on everybody. Stop that.
but Mother Bunny, he says he's 70 and he's not going to change, you know. He said that, you know. He said he's
You
70
say
and
what?
he said he's 70 years of age and he's not going to change. Well, back then,
Probably is more than 70.
well, no, back when he was
Probably
70, he said I'm
yeah,
70.
Maurice should be about 74 years old now, going on 75.
Yeah, he says well, I think he was 72. He says I'm not going to change now, you know. What you see is what you get, you know what I mean? That's what he said, you
Yeah,
know.
what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So he Almighty God, so he never change. He could do what he want till he dead.
Like a cent he can't change.
Okay, all right. Boy, let me give him the benefit of the doubt. If it's that he says that he said. But I know better than that.
Anybody could
I
change.
know
Anybody.
better than that. But all in all, we need some good prayers in this place.
Yeah. Correct is right.
You see, prayers, we have to put on some good prayers in this. We know what the Bible said will happen in the last days, eh? But we ourselves as a people have to love people and love ourselves because God is love, eh? And most of the problem we have no love for one another in we heart. That is why we're behaving like that. We don't have a heart of gold. We have a black one that even though you throw clothes inside there, it's not going to come out. So we have to change our way of life there. We can't live that life there all the time. You can't hate somebody because of a party. That is nonsense.
You know, Mother
We
Bunny, you
all
are
have
so
to.
true. Eh? Mother Bunny, you are
Eh?
so that's so true, you know. People said, you know what people said to me? They say, but you hate Dr. Rowley. I said, but I could never hate Dr. Rowley. Why would I hate Dr. Rowley? Why would I put hate in my heart for another person?
The,
And I have to carry that. I have to carry
you
that.
don't you don't hate the person. You hate the things they are doing.
The
It's
policies,
just like
correct,
sin, you know.
correct.
God doesn't hate the sinner, man. He hates the sin.
Mhm.
You don't hate nobody. You didn't make nobody. You didn't make nobody. You're not supposed to have that in your heart, but no hate for nobody. You don't like the things they're doing. It's
Correct.
not that you don't hate that person.
Yeah, and you know, it's like people saying, yeah, he hate Dr. Rowley. I say, how you know I hate Dr. Rowley? You went into my brain and into my heart and know what my heart is giving out and telling me that I
No
hate him.
matter with them.
Why would I
Them
impose?
alone does know.
Why would I impose that on myself to hate him? I could never hate him. Never, never,
Me
never.
not hate nobody.
No,
Me
I
not
hate
hate
nobody,
nobody. I just don't like the things that you're doing and the things that is going on.
and I'm
I
gonna
don't
talk
hate,
about
love hate
it,
for nobody.
and I'm gonna
I'm a
say
person
something.
like this. If I have something to tell you, I tell you straight up. I'm a straight up person. When I finish that, I done. If you want tomorrow, you want to pass, don't call me. That
Fine.
have no but business of mine. I don't claim it already towards you. And I have no malice keeping in my heart for you. You could keep for me if you want, that your business. I don't keep empty. I want to sleep in the bed in the night, come, I want them to choke me.
Correct. Correct is right. Correct
Not
is
me
right.
choking me here.
Mhm. But
I
Mother
want to live
Bunny,
my life. Yeah.
when I come to Bago, I am a vegan, eh? So I don't eat fish or meat or anything, eh? You gotta prepare. I will give you good notice. You know, I just sit down and relax and tell
Well,
you,
I
yeah,
just have peas and vegetable and all them things.
yeah. Well, that what it is exactly. You know, I gotta get some nice vegan something, whatever it is. You know, there no vegan fowl, there are vegan chicken.
They just make some kind of thing and call them some name, them not bother.
Oh,
Did you eat
okay.
them?
Mm, mm. You know, but Mother Bunny, I want to
Right now,
say,
me ain't no meat neither.
yeah. I stopped eating meat years now, you know. Years now, you know.
Yeah, me ain't no meat right now.
Me need a
Me
piece
ain't
of meat.
fighting up with that.
Mm, yeah. But Mother
Me
Bunny,
ain't fighting up with that.
I want to say it's always a pleasure that you give us so much time here in the village with the DAG Triplets and
Yeah,
WZYE
yeah.
going on. But
I just
before
got to hear that you know. Someday they won't hear me high. All them fellas then call me boy.
you know, it's one of our favorites here in the village.
Yeah, but listen, listen how I stop. I
Eh,
like to sit down and have a conversation with people who not aggressive and who win because they feel I shouldn't say that and you alone should say that, and that is not what I want. I want a simple conversation that you could learn from me and I could learn from you.
But I have a conversation I want to continue with you, Mother Bernie, is that I want to
Yes,
help boost your business so that you could hire some young people down there and create opportunity in Tobago. I want to bring
yes,
outsiders
yes,
to come by
yes,
you. So this is the idea I have on the agenda, is to help the people
yes,
of Tobago business get recognized internationally. So
yes,
that when they
very
head
well.
into Tobago,
But
you
I know you have
already
people
know.
that be talking about me business up in New York.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is I want people when they head to Tobago to already know what they're going to eat
Yeah,
and who they're going
yeah,
by, you know? So,
that is good.
so let the young
Thank you
people
very
know that
much,
I want you
sir.
to make a flyer.
Yes, so Mother
Who
Bunny,
making the flyer?
before you go again, tell the people the address of your place there in Tobago again.
Number 59 Castara Road, Mountain George. Bernie's Delight. Place mark Bernie's Delight. 749-1707.
Say that again. Say it again.
749-1707 phone number.
There you go. Mother Bunny, thank you so much. Any closing words before you go?
Well, yeah, we hope for the best. Eh?
Mm.
God is in control, not man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we ask, seek, and knock, and God will hear we pray. He wouldn't let the righteous be forsaken or the seed beg bread. God will see us through, that we keep holding on and asking God for what we want. Right?
Thank you so much, Mother Bunny. It's always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Mother Bernie.
And
Thank
so
you,
you
Mother
have a
Bernie.
good night.
All right, take
You
care.
have a good night. And
All
a
right.
good rest of the week, a good weekend.
All right.
All
Take care.
right.
All right. Bye-bye.
You
Keep up
too.
the good work. Keep up
All
the good
right.
work, Mother Bernie.
Bye-bye. Bye. Let me see if I could call Anderson now. See if that person is still available. Let me call Anderson now.
Listen, that is the mayor of the Beatum, okay? Just remember that, eh?
Who's that, Anderson?
Yeah, Anderson is considered the mayor of the Beatum.
I'm gonna call Anderson and see. Yeah, I call in Anderson.
Something wrong with my mic. I don't know here.
Anderson like he going on sleep.
By Trinidad standards, it's late, you know.
What late? It's 9:29.
We're here for us in the US, but people like in Trinidad, 9 o'clock, everybody in their bed.
Yeah. Oh God. Hey, who's that boy? All the fellas not easy, boy. Judy, welcome. Judy Descent, welcome. Rowley MC from Canada, welcome. Rose, welcome. Rowley says stop eating meat and eat bush. Eat bush. Oh God, look how Rennie Mohammed says, oh God. Rennie, welcome. You know, I ain't see
I'm going to chat.
Pizza. I ain't see who else? I saw. Oh God, Judy. Judy, welcome. I also see my partner Kevin Henry was in the chat, boy. All you know who Kevin Henry is?
What Joe says here, Tommy, you for real. St. James, never sleep.
See that?
Joan,
Did you get through to Anderson?
I hear you, Joan. You're right.
Yeah, Jones said Wall Street, you cannot hate Rowley. You and he is PNM. But people that say I hate Rowley. Why people that say that? I could never hate the Prime Minister. Never. Bonnie Roberts said, nah, you don't hate him. You're just dissatisfied with his policies. I am. I am. I'm dissatisfied with his policies. Bonnie went on to say he was in your basement. Bonnie was in my basement. Okay. Rennie Moment says, half of Trinidadians hate Rowley and next half hate Kamala. Oh, God. Oh, God. All they real good at it.
Hate is a strong word, you know?
It is a strong word, boy. Eugene Julian, welcome. No, earlier, yeah, we say Diana Benskin went to a show in Atlanta. So she I think she going to cast for some different movies. So just now, the storm will be in movies. Eugene Julian, welcome. Yeah, she will be casting in movies, but yeah, Lady Dasson,
Yeah.
you know, she Judy, in fact, Judy, Lady Diana, she will be casting in some movies, so she in Atlanta, you know.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you know
She's
what? I had some things here. Let me quickly play some of these things out here. So okay, here it is the one. This happened today. A street was named after Lord Shorty because if you guys know that the THA chief said he's going to change the name of many of the streets in Tobago to heroes' names in Tobago. That's a excellent, fantabulous side. That's transformational. So listen to this street being named after Lord Shorty.
Already somebody said. Today, the 28th of July 2022, this street will now be named the Ras Shorty I
Yeah, at this moment, we want to encourage the young people to research in Lord Shorty, research Lord Shorty and understand what he did and what he did for our country and value our culture and value our music. So for that, we want for people to understand and know what this is about, what he did, what he did and the significance of it. So today is a beautiful day and that's why we are grateful for it, and family is very happy, So tears of joy and good vibes.
I know you are young and restless, but you don't have to be careless, because so much thinking leads to righteousness, to happiness, spiritual bliss. That's why I tell you this. So watch out, my children. You know it, sing it. Say watch out, my children. We have a fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder, and he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race. So let me sing it again. Watch out, my children. Oh yeah. La la la. We have a fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder.
So that's a good thing, man. And I want to go to one in Tobago when the THA chief talked about renaming the streets in Tobago. Let me see if I have that one. That was
Aslam, which street it is in particular that was renamed?
No, I'm not sure,
Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody in the chat knows, would you tell us what the prior name was?
Yeah.
Previous name.
Right. I'm not sure what is the name of that one. Let me see. Look at this one here. Tell me what you guys think about this. Gary, I want Gary to see this. Gary,
Go ahead.
I want you to look at this guy. Look.
And bad man is that we not fully guns. Shoot them it. Press the trigger once. And everything jump out. Oh yes!
Bad man, police, drill them. Bad man, police, drill them. Bad man, police, drill them. Oh, you are bad man and kill little children. Bad man, police,
everything jump out. One press.
bad man, police, drill them. Bad man, police,
Hey, see us be outside, eh? See us be outside, remember that.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow.
Gary, is that acceptable?
Well, they're sending a message.
Can you imagine that?
They're sending a message to the bad guys that they know that they're ready for them.
And he said we killed the children too?
You think that's acceptable?
No, that totally is unacceptable. You can
They're sending a message to the bad guys and them. Let me tell you something. Let me youth man afraid, you know. If you think that root man afraid to shoot anybody. You see what
you
going on
hear
in
what
the
they're
country?
saying, Gary? Gary, you hear what the song saying and what they're saying?
I didn't get all the thing. I didn't really hear clearly what they were saying.
Take your time and listen.
Batman is
Take your
happy,
time and
not
listen
fully
to what they're
on.
saying and then
Shoot
tell
them
me if
in.
it's appropriate.
Press the trigger once, and everything jump out. Oh yes. Batman police, drill them. Batman police, drill them. Batman police, drill them. How you a Batman and kill little children? Batman police, everything jump out. One press. Hey, she just be outside, eh? She just be outside. Remember that. As I walk through the valley of the
That is acceptable.
I don't understand the words answer. It's kind of muzzled.
Badman police. Badman police.
Kill them.
Kill them. Badman police, kill them. Badman police. That is what we have in our police force in Trinidad and Tobago. Badman police. Kill them. Jump out. Yeah, Gary.
Huh? Well, we have Batman bandit too, you know. Oh, you are picking on the bandits.
Oh, so you are saying our tax dollars going for them to show that them is police killers.
But listen
them
to me.
Killers.
But so why it is you are going up against the guys and chastising the guys who are going around shooting each other and robbing and making and causing disturbance in the country?
Gary,
I don't hear you talking.
Nobody condoning that. Nobody condoning that. But saying that the behavior
condemning the police than the guys. Why you not call them youth man who doing wrong things?
Gary, all of them fellas who doing, Gary, we have called out them fellas and them. Let me repeat it again, Gary. All them fellas and them who doing wrong, if the police come after them and they point a gun after the police, they should suffer the full brunt of the law and whatever the consequences are. Let me repeat that. If you
them youth man threatening police, you know. So the thing about it
Gary,
is you might.
If I threaten you, it doesn't give you the right to kill me if I'm unarmed.
But I'm not saying that it gives you the right to kill you on the unarmed. But what I'm saying to you is, you have to understand why the police might throw some words in their direction, because them threatening the police and they're being bold about it and saying, I think you better go and check out this thing, you know. You have to go down and check out this thing.
If you accepting that type of behavior, Gary.
No, I'm not accepting it on any side. But what I'm saying to you here is,
so you're not accepting it. You're not accepting it.
Listen, you have to understand what's taking place. These youth men and them think nobody bad like them and they're causing disorder in the country.
Okay, Gary, let me ask you a question. Are you accepting this type of behavior by these police officers?
Well, there's a little grand charge from the police against the youth men to giving them talks.
Grand charge.
That's why Gary said what he said too. It has been spin out of context.
One shot, one kill is grand charge.
But the thing about Ansem, if they're giving you talks, you gotta give them a little thing. It's like Muhammad Ali, you know.
So the bandit can give talks to them. The bandit
at least give the talk and throw the punch. But the thing about
bandit could get talks to them.
You gotta give them talks.
Gary, you have to be part of the solution, eh? And if you don't want to condemn that, then something is wrong.
Listen to me. Part of the solution is, number one, we have to create the infrastructure within the community to prevent our young people from going that direction. That is big part of the solution, right? The next thing is that you have to put some fear in the young people that they don't do what they doing. You don't necessarily have to shoot them, but you have to speak in a kind of way to put some fear in them. They are fearless. They are killing people in a blink of an eye. All of them is bad man, 15, 16 years old. Them is a bad man. So the police give them a little chat today. May see nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that they're actually willing to kill them. I know some did. But what I'm saying is not all the police. The police have to chastise them. If the police can't chastise them, what we gonna do? We gonna do it? No, the other thing is that the Prime Minister is right in holding the parents accountable. Parents are not being held accountable for what's going on in the country. You have to engage parents. You have to engage the school. You have to engage the community in containing the situation. Everything is not beat him up, shoot him up. But you have to put the police, you have to give the police some authority to kind of help contain. Everything has to come together. You don't let things get out of hand, so the police have to deal with them. But at the same time, parents are not dealing with the situation. Some parents are not able with the situation, and then we can't trust the government to put the children in their custody because they see what happening with the children. So there's a lot of things that to fix. Everything has to work together. We should not be at this point where we have to shoot with children down.
I don't know. I don't know how you want people to follow along with what you are saying, but your message is something totally different. You know?
But it is clear everything has to come together. It can't be the police alone. That will be the parents. That will be the community. That will be the education system, the social structure, and they are very lame in moving in with any sense of urgency to have anybody. They don't care. This is why things are falling apart the way it is. All right, we're not saying some of these parents are out there are perfect, but the social service structure stinks, and they don't care about nobody. It stinks.
Yeah.
Trying to get anything
Yeah,
done,
but
it stinks.
law enforcement has to be responsible, not irresponsible.
Tommy, imagine if them fellas in the New York Police Department and them fellas in a police car and them talking about bad man come out and bad man kill them, right? Them bad men losing their work yesterday.
For
We are
sure.
lawless people in the police department and we are lawless people outside of the police department. Lawless people in the police department trying to deal with lawless people outside of the police department. What you going to expect?
So what the police is saying, the song is bad man come out and police kill them?
Can we listen again?
I couldn't understand
Some bad man is that we not fully guns. Show them it. Press the trigger once. And everything jump out.
Everything
jump out. Oh yes. Bad man police, drill them. Bad man police, drill them. Bad man police, drill them. Bad man and kill.
So
bad man police.
Judy so the police kill the bad man. Me have no problem with that.
Judy says that is unacceptable behavior by them police. Them police is higher than the government. Them have rights to kill innocent people.
No. If the bad man come out there and the police kill them, me have no problem with that. I have a problem with police killing innocent children who go there and hang out.
Listen to what Gary. Let me see if I can paraphrase exactly what we heard. He said, "Press the trigger one time and everything jump out."
Yeah,
he said, "Tell him where he is." Bad man police, bad man police. Wait, bad man police, kill them. Bad man police, kill them.
All right, so the police killing the bad man killing people. So if the police kill
no, he's saying he's a bad man. No, he's saying the police is a bad man. He's saying they are bad. He's saying what we is bad man police. They are bad man police, and they have to kill them.
Gary, that's why they kill the three fellas up in. They kill the three of them in Mova. That's why they kill the other two in Port of Spain. That's why they kill the other four up in Moruga. That's why they follow up the bad man police.
If police sending a
message. And if he's a good man police, they're killing you too.
Yeah, bad man police.
What I'm saying to you, if police is sending a message to the criminals,
Gary, that could happen in New York, Gary. That could even happen in New Jersey. That could even happen in a little town here in New Jersey. A little town. Bad man police.
Different atmosphere. All right, we're not saying
them fellas know what they could get away with. They know what they could get away with.
Well,
that in Trinidad.
Them fellas responding to what was.
I was the police commissioner. Them fellas and them going and do desk duty.
But let me tell you something. The police responding according to what was the message was sent to them. You have to figure out that one.
Responding to what? What they're responding to with that display? What the hell are they responding to? They're being irresponsible. They're being irresponsible. They're not responding. They're being irresponsible. That's what they're being.
Just send a message to criminals.
Send what message? To what criminals?
That the police
they're irresponsible.
You want
they are irresponsible.
So the police make a little grand charge with the guys there, that's all.
Grand charge, Gary? Grand charge?
Grand charge.
Grand charge? You serious?
So wait a minute. So you don't see the criminals threatening them. You don't see the videos and things posted about the criminals.
Gary, Your job is to protect and serve.
And serve.
That is what they have on the car when they drive around. To protect and serve, not to show up your gun and there's a bad man, kill them.
Well,
and they actually
Not
kill
to-
them. That's what they do. So what them fellas
Not
say,
advertise killing.
what they do.
Did you see the video recently that I sent you with the guys? Was that somebody down there that just take out the gun from the back of the car and shoot the guy? You see what they're doing? You see what these criminals doing?
Yeah, but that how does this how does this have to relate to that?
What are we talking
How
about?
does this relate to that?
That's what they're doing. So the police have to send a message to them. I don't vex the police.
All right, boy. All right, Gary.
Gary, I can't even believe you saying what you're saying. I can't.
It have a lot of people out there that threatening police and killing people. So the police send a message to them, me vex.
Okay.
What message? What message is that? That's a message? That's a message?
And that's an old thing. That's an old thing. I've seen it somewhere before.
It doesn't matter how old it is. Yes, it's old. It is old. It doesn't matter. It was done. That is the most important thing.
All right.
You're trying to send a message to the criminals, right? But you acting just like the criminals.
Chess, we have the chat says the young.
That's criminal behavior. You're advertising.
Behavior. You sending a message to the criminal and you acting like a criminal. How you gonna get the criminal to listen to you? Eh?
That's why things are in total chaos.
And you acting like a criminal.
That's the culture we're dealing with right now.
Culture. All right.
It's gangster music and gangster behavior.
You're going to shift the whole goalpost. You're going all over the place now.
But that is it. So the police.
So what caused the police? What caused them two police to do that?
The police rapping to the tune.
All right. No, but you think this is thing, but this is serious thing. This is serious thing because this is something could be prevalent across the police force, and that is a problem. That is a problem.
Videos with him, but them bad man threatening the police now. Post up them videos with the bad man threatening the police.
So Gary, if the bad man threaten the police should threaten them too, right?
The police sending a message to behave themselves. Otherwise,
whatever the bad men do, the police should do. Right?
Well, I want to send a message. I'll send a message to the mothers and them. Keep your sons home as we come in to get them.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to go and give them give them some cookie broom down there, go and sweep the mother yard and take care of their house.
All right.
So, get them on the street.
So let's listen to what Farley said today. Not today. At the laying of the wreath for the
Farley Augustine said this country's leaders have not been honoring our heroes sufficiently. Augustine said there is a committee in place in Tobago, and some of our heroes, inclusive of Ian R. Robinson, Pamela Nicholson, Lord Nelson, the Mighty Shadow, among others, are to be honored next year during Tobago Day celebrations. Augustine spoke with members of the media during a wreath-laying ceremony in observance of the 1990 attempted coup.
I expect that some may result in us perhaps engaging the artisans in the space to do well-done statues of some of these heroes. Some may be plaques, some may be the naming of buildings. We have some streets to be renamed. In a few days we'll be approaching emancipation, and we do have quite a number of streets that are named after our colonial masters, and we think it's about time we rename them after our own heroes.
Augustine said the commemoration was too long in coming.
It really was an attempt to take over the governance of the country by illegitimate and undemocratic means. And after 32 years, we have the privilege of celebrating parliamentary democracy. The story of Trinidad and Tobago could have been different. We could have all rise up out of our beds this morning to a different country, to a different world, to a world where militants are in charge.
He said no one could be compared to former Prime Minister and the President Arthur N.R. Robinson.
I don't know how many people have that kind of mettle to stand in the face of adversity and say, attack with full force, to be shot and be willing to give his life up for parliamentary democracy. I don't know how many of our leaders will stand so resilient.
The chief secretary admonished citizens never to take our democracy for granted.
We must never fail to pause to say thanks to God for preserving parliamentary democracy in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a stable democracy. We have free and fair elections every cycle. In some instances, we have 2 and 3 elections per year, as the case may be required. But we have always been able to work out our differences.
Also present during Wednesday's commemoration, former Member of Parliament under the Robinson-led National Alliance for Reconstruction Administration, Pamela Nicholson. Nicholson told TV6 News she missed Parliament that day as she was ill at home in Tobago.
It was afterwards that I heard the scenario with the Muslimin and what the Prime Minister said and things like that, and that people died and so on. So I was not there. But I grieved to know that, something like that would happen in the country and what it meant to our people.
Are you disappointed it took so long?
Very disappointed. I was pleased when I was called to be here today.
TNT's flagman and member of the Defense Force, Private David Nelson, also walked from Castara to Crown Point in memory of those who lost their lives in the 1990 attempted coup. Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
You see, that fella is a transformational leader right there. It just tells you, right? Let me see. Judy said, Mr. Walsh, it's true that many of those holdups and robberies are African males, but that's not the way. Let me put this up. But that's not the way for police to respond. Those 2 cops should be fired as soon as possible. Nadia says, I don't like police. Rennie Mohammed says, every day police put their lives on the line dealing with the ignorant bad men who wouldn't hesitate to shoot at the police. Let the police do their work. I don't know what kind of work them fellas doing, showing how they're going and going and singing a different type of music. You know? Yeah, Pam looking great. Look who honored Pam Nicholson. Look who honored. After 21 years, nobody honored she, but look who honored she. Right? Transformational leader. You know? Judy says, I agree, Mr. Wolsey. Gary understand the video. He's not no dummy. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I just feel that with things like that, right? We have to let it be known that it's unacceptable. Vonnie Roberts says, but Jacob said nothing. They should be kicked out immediately or be suspended. Yeah, them fellas should have been suspended, man. I mean, that's so unacceptable. Jones said, oh shit, what's so good? The man is dead. Oh, you mean the man is dead? You talking about A&R Robinson? Eugene Julian said, for years, Brother B have been pushing for changing street names in Tobago. Yeah. I've been telling them about them street names they have in Trinidad, George Street and Charlotte Street and Frederick Street. Jones says he dead now, and they're now naming a street after him. Hope he wakes up from the grave. Well, nobody else didn't want to name a street after him, so somebody had to take the initiative. Jones says, Tommy, Trinidad is the land of bacchanal. We don't sleep. Nadia wish Mother Bernie a blessed night. You see, boy, I think we have to start to get real with what we are doing in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? Again, yeah, because but we go play these other videos. We have input on oil prices. You know, we have the Robert Amau. We have another thing with police. I want to show this one here. Let me show this one here real quick. This is what happened in our protest somewhere down south. Watch this. You see? Man almost burn himself, you know. You see that, Tommy? What's this one?
Yep. Yep.
It's a boat them enter in the street, you know.
A boat they catching a fire.
A boat, you know, in the street, you know.
Yep.
Across the street, you know. There's where it come to in Trinidad and Tobago, boy. Imagine that. Boy, what's next for us, boy? But Trinidad get $170 million loan. Let me see what it is. Let me read this one.
And I like the fact that you say it's a loan, eh? I mean, it has to be paid back. We just hope that it doesn't wind up in the pockets of those who are in charge of.
Well, that is the thing. Here we go. Trinidad and Tobago get $120 million loan from loan for digital transformation. CAF, the Development Bank of Latin America, approved a loan of US $120 million for TNT, which will be used to accelerate digitalization of the state and productive sectors to help mitigate the impact of the pandemic and close the digital gap in the country. In a news release last week, CAF said the funds will be managed by the Ministry of Finance with the technical support of the Ministry of Digital Transformation. The funds are meant to support initiatives relative to regulatory and institutional changes, management and planning. The program aims to promote actions in the following fields: digital government, creation of institutional and public policy framework for the digitization of the state, with initiatives such as development of a cybersecurity strategy, updating of service platforms for citizens, interoperability between ministries, a digital identification project, investment in a data center, development of a government cloud, and an ecosystem for online taxpayers, tax payments, among others.
Do you think that will make government services move a little bit faster and you'll get your service rapidly? Or would it be still forever?
But Tommy, this is what I say with stuff like that. They have to be transparent and show the people of the country how that 120 million is being spent. If they're not going to do that, it's a waste of precious time, because them could take that money and put it into other things that they want to put it into, right? That's what they're supposed to do. Transparency,
including their pockets.
Tommy, you, Tommy.
Yes, that's me.
You know, Tommy, all up here, I haven't played this at all, but I'm gonna play this. Hold on, Tommy. I'm gonna play this one here. I'm gonna play this one. I haven't played it because I was supposed to play it, but let me just play this.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
ELP 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey, broadcasting from Essex County.
You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in New Jersey for talk, news, sports, and information from the Caribbean.
So there you have it.
Thank you. Thank you, Anselm.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, yes. So Judy, Rennie, Rose, Judy, Rennie, Rose, Nadia. I ain't see Ulrich tonight. I ain't see Miss Coover. Miss Coover actually said Gary speaking like he's our police.
Takesha.
Yeah, Takesha. Joan, I think Joan's still there. Joan Jadubert, Joan, if you're still there. Let me see who else. I think Takesha. I didn't see Lana today. Eugene Julian. Joan, put closing comments in the chat. Put closing comments in the chat. Let me see if I could squeeze in one or two more videos here real quick there, Tommy. So Tommy,
Mr. Can we talking like he's a police, huh?
oh God. Oh, this was something great that happened yesterday. By Google.
Oh yeah.
Google. After we celebrating our
Yep.
You know how popular we are when something like that happens. Let me say welcome to Trini JD. I think Trini JD is new. Welcome. Trini JD says, Rowley encouraging the 1% in this country to bankrupt our blessed island. Stuart Young Forrest Imbert is the mastermind behind all of this. Okay, Trini JD. Trini JD. Welcome to In the Village with the DAG Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me get one more video before we go here.
But Anselm, that piece was by who? Andy Narell?
I think it's a set of different people in Trinidad that put it together, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, this was yesterday, the 27th. We celebrate this, and this was a very moment in Trinidad and Tobago. This is Hazy Crawford returning home.
A golden disc to the new republic was brought home to Trinidad and Tobago by champion of the 100-meter final in the 1976 Montreal Olympic Games, Hazy Crawford of Trinidad. It was the first Olympic gold for Trinidad and Tobago, and the young, shy runner from the southern capital of the city of San Fernando was given a welcome home that he so richly deserved and that he would not soon forget. The rest of the Trinidad contingent to the Games were there to share in the glory as the Prime Minister expressed the sentiments of the thousands present.
It almost looks like the entire population of Trinidad and Tobago have come out here tonight to pay tribute to our great Trinidad hero, Mr. Hazy Crawford. And fittingly also to the Trinidad and Tobago contingent to the Montreal Olympics and their officials, their manager, because it takes more than one person to make a team. Mr. Crawford is going to have a lot of speechifying to do in the next few days and would have a lot of speeches thrown at him in the next few days. I want him to know that this is a proper occasion in terms of the sporting community of Trinidad and Tobago to make 2 or 3 basic statements of concern to sport in Trinidad and therefore to Mr. Hazy Crawford. The first point is this. If Mr. Hazy Crawford has any ideas about returning to Trinidad and Tobago to live and to work and to inspire the younger people here, you'll find a lot of people ready to discuss with him the propositions. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity of meeting through someone who was sent here of the United States of America, an astronaut who was about the place promoting the United States of America. Trinidad and Tobago can't send an astronaut to promote. We could send a man that no astronaut can catch because he can't go
A gold medal in the 100 meters in the Olympic Games. Away they go. A beautiful start by Crawford. A good start by Quarry and Borzov also. Dieter from East Germany looking strong here. Glantz going well. And at this stage, Crawford only slightly ahead. And we're all waiting for the promise of the three middle runners, Borzov, Quarry and Glantz. But Crawford is still there. Quarry coming on strongly now as Crawford continues to hold his form beautifully. And Quarry's lean at the tape, can't get there. Crawford, Quarry, Borzov leaning for third, and Glantz in fourth place in a superb race with all the runners separated by no more than 3.5 to 4 meters. Magnificent as Crawford walks back, now with the fuller realization that the gold medal is his.
Dr. William, colleagues, my supporters, friends, and family. Let me say at this point, I am very happy to be a Trinidadian today. I'm very much surprised of the reception I'm getting here. Let me say that I am happy. Let me thank the Prime Minister for helping me in my preparation. I hope what I have done last week will be an inspiration to the younger kids, and also I hope that the government will look at what I have done. I think that if I can do it, others can do it too. I hope it's going to be an inspiration so that the government will give us a stadium so we can produce more Here's the Crawford. To show my appreciation, I would like to present my gold medal running shoes to the Prime Minister and also to the public of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
And away to a very good start. Smooth pickup by Crawford. Easily the class of this particular heat. Running very powerfully. He's a big man, 6'1" and 165 pounds. Impressively through his pickup phase. Accelerating up for about 6 seconds. And now in complete command as he moves through the final 30.
So that was a momentous occasion for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
You know, we need to celebrate them songs.
Trinidad.
Yeah. And what we need to celebrate those occasions. And I'm going to go out with a song by Explainer tonight called Heroes. Because somebody also said that, I think Mother Bernie said that, you know, we don't celebrate our heroes until they are dead. You know, and we have to stop that. You see? Don't be naming streets after people after they're done dead and gone. Name streets of them when they are alive. I remember just recently blacks, how they celebrate blacks, celebrating them all over the country, playing his songs and things. But when he was alive, you could barely hear them playing a verse in his calypsos. Now they're playing it all over the place. So we have to celebrate our heroes when they are here and they are alive and kicking. Look at Sparrow. We're supposed to be celebrating Sparrow right now. Sparrow is 87 years of age. 87. What about Rose? We're supposed to be celebrating Rose right now. Right? Singing Francine. So many of us forget about singing Francine. You know, understand? All the people, all the icons of Trinidad and Tobago across the country, whichever one they are, you know, we're supposed to be celebrating those people and naming cities after them, well, tongues, naming streets after them, buildings, all kind of thing. You see? But I don't know what we're waiting for, but hopefully one of these days it will happen. So Tommy, from where I sit, of course, I want to say in the words of Frederick Douglass, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and never will. By the way, I saw a comment by Rose. Rose said she liked the color, my blue color tonight, the blue, you know, polo that I have on. You know, she find the color look very, 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 very spectacular and splendid for us. Rose, thank you so much. Right? So my closing quote is, in the words of Frederick Douglass, power concedes not without a demand. It never did and it never will. And a quote from Martin Luther King says, your life ends the day you remain silent about things that matter. From where I said, this is it. The clock on the wall. So that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. And folks, the reason why Diana couldn't join us tonight is because she is in Atlanta, preparing to go and acting on. So, was I supposed to say that? Anyway,
I don't think so.
yeah. Oh God.
She's pursuing her career.
Yeah, she's
A
pursuing
career in acting.
Yeah. Thank you, Toby. Thanks for the assistance. Thank you. Toby, any closing words?
Yes, indeed. Anyway, a little thought and a little kindness are often worth more than a great deal of money. Those are the words of John Ruskin. Also, I'd like to thank you and the audience and all everybody in the village for spending time with them. And I hope to spend time with you on the next edition of In the Village. It's always a pleasure. Mother Winnie was quite herself, which is very informative and straightforward and critical thinking as usual. Anyway, I enjoyed every moment of it, and I look forward, like I said. And I want to thank all the good wishes we get from people in the village like Nadia and Joan and Takesha and the rest. Love you all. See you on the next edition. Pleasant night. Be safe.
Thank you, Tommy. And let me say, yeah, Rennie, you gotta remember next one. We have heroes lined up by explainer to play, right? So Judy says, good night, Mr. Wall Street, Tommy Gary, the opposition universal blessings to all. Thank you. Trini JD says, good night, everyone. Have a blessed night. Trini JD, excuse me. Rose sends 2 emojis. Eugene Julian says, a police officer's job is difficult, but that video is not becoming of good policing. Rani Muhammad says, we are all one people under the same sun. Peace and love to everyone. Rose says, I celebrating Anselm right now. Thanks for the celebration, Rose. Judy says, I don't care what anyone says about Dr. Williams. He was a great PM at the time, well loved and respected. Rose says, I must say tonight's program was very interesting. The people on this chat getting sweeter and sweeter each time. I thank Ansem, Gary, Tommy, and Diana for their show. Good night, everyone. Be safe. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, this is what Rose says. Ansem, that shade of blue looks hot on you. Oh boy, Rose, thank you so much, boy.
Yes,
Judy says, Mr. Wall Street, talk for Trinidad. Trini's in hot mess. Tobagons have unity.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna go out with explainer heroes.
This song is specially dedicated to all my fellow Trinidadians.
Okay, my volume really low now. It was decent before.
Say that to me.
You turn it down too low. You turn it down too low now.
Say that again.
Turn it back up a little.
Oh, it needs to turn up a little.
Yeah.
All right, let me do this. Let me turn it up on the screen.
Oh.
All right,
I shouldn't have said anything.
I'll play something on here and then I get. Let me see if I turn it up. Tell me if it went up, eh?
We got to think twice. We got to learn how to bridge the gap.
What is that?
Because there are people that's powerful.
Excellent.
Is that better?
Excellent.
All right, good.
But it stopped. It stopped now.
And also wish they were never born. In other countries, I realize are the ones who they idolize. Allah, Jamaica can really hate of money to sing praise to their hero. But in my country we deliberately push the heroes below. Then we admire foreign culture we treat nowhere so low.
And so